Good morning, welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. So the goals of the stream have fundamentally changed. Previously, we were just trying to climb Ascensions, just trying to get a win, doing whatever it took to kill the final boss once. Two parts about that have changed. Number one, now I have to kill the final boss twice because we're on Ascension 20. And number two, the criteria for winning a run, what that means has changed. So now we need to collect the keys and go kill the heart, because this is Ascension 20. So now that we are able to reach the most difficult victory condition in Slay the Spire, we are going to attempt to achieve that victory condition. And that means that the win percentage will probably drop fairly significantly. There's a couple of strategies that are now basically closed off to us that would have worked before. Yeah, I'll talk about those more as I encounter them. Okay, choose a card's pretty bad. 3 random potions is okay, but probably not as good as random boss relic. And rare colorless card is also fairly good, but not as good as random boss relic. So we're going to go with random boss relic. We've talked about all these options in previous videos. Yeah, and random boss relic is better than all of them because pure water is not very good. Velvet choker is quite good. It does mean that we have to generate all of our... So in order to beat the heart, your deck has to do sort of one of a couple of things. Thing number one, the easiest way to beat the heart is just like have some sort of degenerate combo where like you can make numbers that trend towards infinity. So that will kill the heart, inevitably. Thing number two is you can generate like 100 block and 100 damage a turn by the time you get to the end of Act 4, which is quite difficult, but totally possible. And doing that with Velvet Choker is also challenging because we can't play a ton of cards. We pretty much can't pick card draw cards in this run, basically. We need to just pick high value cards and make the cards we draw for our turn really count. But 6 is bigger than 5, so like we can draw a little bit, but it needs to be the cut through fate style draw, where it's like we're drawing but we're also doing something. Okay, so Velvet Choker means that we are significantly better than normal at elite fights, so we should try and fight some elites. There is a path on the left-hand side of the screen where we get to go through a late shop, which is neat, because we still kept our 100 gold, so by the time we get to that shop, we'll probably have the 200 necessary to buy a relic. It also has 3 hallway fights, which is sort of what you want, because these are your easy pool fights, so they allow you to gain power the most easily. If one of these 2 question marks is a hallway fight, then we do have one sort of hard fight, and it is possible to die to one hard fight at an elite before we get a chance to rest, but I think this is the best path by quite a bit. We could also go sort of up the middle and take these 2 elites, or go to this elite, but I don't think we really need to. If we get super strong somehow, we also have the option of taking the Mega Elite. Right now, we do need to take a Mega Elite at some point. Usually it's correct to do that in Act 3, because you are strongest in Act 3. And the Act 3 elites, the Mega bonus is not generally significant enough to make a big difference for scaling. Like, Giant Head has 600 health, right? So a Giant Head with regeneration that gains like whatever 10 health a turn or something, it's like you don't really care because at most he's going to regenerate 100 health, and that's such a small impact on his overall health pool. Alright, so we do like going into Eruption against Cultist because there's a good chance we'll be able to kill him next turn, and if not, we'll probably be able to get back to Vigilance. So we can kill him, so we do 36 damage. Alright. Just Lucky is quite good at the beginning. Flying Sleeves is also quite good, though. I'm going to lean towards Flying Sleeves because of Velvet Choker. So Just Lucky costs 0, and Velvet Choker means we have extra mana. Flying Sleeves also has Retain, so if we draw a bunch of really good cards, we can play all the good cards that aren't Flying Sleeves, and then keep Flying Sleeves for a later turn. This is sort of a bummer. We did not want this shop. This is we don't gain basically any power this room. We could take Consecrate, which is good against sentries. We could do like Consecrate and a block potion. We probably can't take Mental Fortress, so Stance Dancing is fine. Yeah, sometimes we do pick the bad cards for sure, but you know, picking the good cards, that's what we're here for. I was just talking about how Stance Dancing is not good though against the heart. It's hard to generate enough block to mitigate the damage that you take from the heartbeat if you play lots of Flurry of Blows. So if you assume you do like a third of your damage through Flurry of Blows with a Stance Dancing deck, which you would be aiming for with Mental Fortress, we are fighting the heart. Yeah, we're up to Ascension 20, so now we have access to the most difficult victory mode. I think after we beat the heart with Watcher, we'll probably start cycling through champions. So we'll do Ironclad, Silent, and Defect as well as Watcher. So that we've been like building up to doing Watcher on the hardest difficulty, but once we've done that, we're sort of at the same level on all four. So if we assume we do a third of the damage to the heart with Flurry of Blows does 4 damage, I believe, and a third of the heart's health is 200. He has 600 health. And let's assume that we have a little bit of strength, so that Flurry of Blows does 6. So if we, I don't know what 200 divided by 6 is, but oops, not 200 plus 200 divided by 6. So that means we'd have to Flurry of Blows 33 times, which means we would be taking like 70 plus damage from Heartbeat, which is like quite a bit of damage to be mitigating, in addition to the regular heart damage. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it's not something we're going to lean into on floor 2, if we can avoid it. So Consecrate's a good option. Bowling Bash is probably even better. Bowling Bash is also on sale. Because Bowling Bash does so much damage, we could Bowling Bash and card remove a strike. We also have a shop later, so we should think about how the money we spend at this shop impacts what we'll do at the next shop. If we card remove here, we probably have enough money to card remove again later, but then we're going to buy a relic at neither place. But I think that's probably okay. Hopefully if we card remove here and there, we'll be able to pick lots of better cards. Alright, so we've taken 2 attacks and we've lost an attack so far. Well, we talked about doing card removes, so I guess let's lean into it. I will do another strike. We're getting into a little bit dangerous territory with Gremlin Knob, but Eruption is pretty good against Gremlin Knob. So, wow, we've removed a bunch of strikes, but we're still getting only attacks in our opening hand. I don't think we have lethal here, so Eruption and then Flying Sleeves will do 16, so it's 25 plus 14 is 39, so we'd be off by 4, and then we'd take 24, which would be sad. So we're going to block out instead, and then we're going to play all the cards except for Eruption. Okay, we're going to enter Vigilance and Strike. Now if we see Eruption again, we probably have lethal. Not this turn. Let's block out and Bowling Bash. I will also Flying Sleeves, just in case we draw 4 attacks next turn. I guess there's no in case because we knew exactly what the hand was, but there's also no chance of taking any more damage. So, okay, Cut Through Fate's great. It's one of my favorite Watcher cards, as you can probably tell by watching, because I pick it a lot. Crush Joints is also quite good. We have a slightly higher proportion of skills than normal because we removed 2 strikes. So Crush Joints has some sort of additional power. Cut Through Fate also has some additional power though, because since the deck is thin, we're able to find good stuff with Cut Through Fate. I'm gonna take Cut Through Fate. Cut Through Fate is not good with Velvet Choker, but We can deal with that problem later. So probably going to Bowling Bash 1 to death and Vigilance. Look, so let's do this one, so he's got more health, and then block out. Alright, I don't think we can kill him. We'd need to do 21 damage. We do 8 plus 12, which is 20. So we're going to block out instead and use both strikes. So we're just going to use one strike because there's no marginal value. Then we'll go lethal. Okay, some pretty easy hallway fights. We could take a second copy of Bowling Bash. And then we could just, like, dunk on sentries. We could also take Third Eye, but that's not good against Knob. And we're afraid of Knob, so we're going to take Bowling Bash. Oh, look, we found sentries. Okay, well that paid off, I guess. We are almost certain to draw Bowling Bash next turn. It is possible we don't, but pretty unlikely. Let's see, it's 2 out of 8 times 1 out of 7. Actually, it's slightly higher than that because there's 3 cards we will be drawing. Wait, no. We have Cut Through Fate. So it has to be exactly these 3 that we're not drawing. So it's like very unlikely. Almost impossible. We can't kill this guy this turn, so we're going to be defending. Bowling Bash does 7 times 3 is 21. So ideally we can set somebody to 21. This does 8, this does 6, so that's 14. 39 minus 14 is 25. So, which is pretty close to 21. I don't know. There's not really any point in holding flag series. We could also do 14 to this sentry, which put him to, what, 29? And then it would actually be quite difficult to get him to 21 because Cut Through Fate only does 7. So let's hit this guy. There is kind of a downside to sentries of having a thin deck because they shuffle Dazed into the deck, so it's very possible that we like spend our whole turn getting dazed. Okay, so we're going to kill one sentry because that blocks for a bunch, and then we're going to do Vigilance. We could block out. Actually, there's not a huge advantage in being in Calm mode. Calm mode is best for if you're going to be able to enter Wrath mode and then spend a ton of mana, but we already have Velvet Choker, so we would be spending 6 mana on the Wrath turn, and we've got a bunch of Dazed in the deck already, so that's just not going to happen. Our hand is never going to contain 6 mana worth of stuff. Alright, so we have 2 Bowling Bashes, so they do 28 damage together. They both do 14. So 28 plus 7 is 35. So if I find a strike with Cut Through Fate, I can kill this one this turn, which does mitigate damage, so I will target him. And we did find a strike. So we'll kill him. Unfortunately we're taking 10 damage from that sentry this turn, so maybe we should have focused on him and blocked for 5. Right. There's not much value to entering Calm, but I'll do it if there's no cost. If we use Eruption, we take 10 extra damage, and we don't want to take any damage, so we're going to undo that. I think this is just a play all the cards turn. I'll take a Bowling Bash, sure. Alright, just need one more strike. Or Flying Sleeves. There we go. Mummified Hand is great. It is kind of a power card, though, and it makes it a little bit awkward with Velvet Choker. We can take a second copy of Cut Through Fate. That's a little bit getting into the danger zone with Velvet Choker. We could also take a third Bowling Bash. Or we could do Empty Body. Empty Body would be our first block card. But we're pretty light on attacks because we've taken 4, but we lost 2, so it's kind of like we've taken 2. So I'll take another Cut Through Fate. Okay, I could see us either smithing or healing here. Unfortunately, if we were going to smith, we would probably smith cut through fate. We are going to fight 3 elites, so maybe the bowling bash upgrade would be useful for the next one. This one obviously can't be sentries because we just fought sentries. So the bowling bash upgrade is actually not that great. It just does 4 more damage. So I think we're actually going to rest here just to make sure we survive, because there's no upgrade that's super good. Okay, we're going to power pot and look for fasting here. Okay, we didn't get fasting, but we did get battle hymn, which is quite a bit of damage. We could also consider rush down or diva form. Diva form is probably not good because we already have too much mana. And rush down makes us make some pretty awkward decisions about wrath later. If we were able to get into calm this turn, then I think I would take rush down, because then we would enter wrath, draw 2 cards, and get 2 mana, and we'd be in a really good position to spend it. But right now our vengeance costs 2, so when we enter wrath, we're already spending 2 mana, so we'd only have 2 left, and we don't really need to draw 2 more cards to spend 2 mana generally. So we're going to take Battle Hymn, which is quite good. We're going to cut through fate and see what's on top. I will gladly take a second cut through fate. I'm going to leave both of these. We want to do as many attacks as possible, so even though strike isn't the best one for this turn, we'd rather leave bowling bash and then do both than throw the strike away. We'll do bowling bash because it does more damage than strike right now, and we want to leave flying sleeves in hand to make sure we've always got attacks. Why does this defend cost 0? Oh, it got hit with Bumfight Hand. Do we have lethal? We have eruption into smite flying sleeves. It's the most damage. So eruption is 9 plus 24 is 33 plus 16 is 49. So no, we don't have lethal. We could just take 16. We know we're not drawing 5 attacks next turn, but we do have a pretty high density of attacks, so I can definitely see. Let's see, so if we do Eruption this turn, we can hold on to Flying Sleeves and guarantee we get that. So then we would Eruption Smite Bowling Bash for 9 plus 24 is 33, plus 14 is 47 damage, so he'd be at 11, and Flying Sleeves would be guaranteed lethal. I think I like that play. Okay, Gremlin Horn, we've got another energy relic, so we're really charged up on there. So we have to pick a lot of expensive cards, basically. And none of these are that. Tantrum is good, but maybe we can afford the card draw from Sanctity since we have so much mana. Sanctity is quite a good card, and it's an uncommon, so we might not see it again. And we just fought Gremlin Knob, which is the fight where it's worst, so I think we will take Sanctity. Okay, so we could skip Strike Dummy here. Strike Dummy is pretty bad for Watcher, and we got rid of 2 strikes, so it's only ever going to upgrade these 2 strikes unless we get Windmill Strike. But it is 3 extra damage for those, which matters in Act 1. And generally you want to be taking Sapphire Key later, since you want to take relics early and then build around them to get sort of the maximum power out of them, right? Because like in Act 3, if you're passing up a Vajra, to take a Sapphire Key, you don't get your opportunity to like build your deck around that strength scaling. Yeah, but Strike Dummy does a meaningful amount of damage in Act 1, so I don't think I'm going to pass it. Alright, so now the shop we were expecting. We can't afford any of the relics, which sucks, but we can't afford the card card remove as anticipated. We could also take like an attack or something. Card remove is actually bad now though, because we would remove, I guess, another strike, but we have strike dummies, so now they're doing 9 damage. We could remove a defend. We could buy trip. Could have vulnerable Hexaghost. So if we buy trip and we go to the Mega Elite, do we beat all the Mega Elites? Trip is pretty bad against Gremlin Knob Mega Elite. I think Gremlin Knob with like strength kills us, and maybe like Lagavulin with plated armor kills us as well. So I don't think we're doing that. I think we're gonna go for another card remove and try to exit and try to like barely win Act 1 with like kind of a weak deck, but a thin deck as well. And we are going to remove a defend because strike damage is so good. And obviously fight the normal elite. Well, now our shop card remove is very expensive. So normally I would take this heal, but it's pretty hard to get this card out of the deck. And we don't have any curse synergy. In fact, with such a thin deck, we have quite a bit of anti-curse synergy. And it's not like we can plan on drawing a ton of cards to avoid the curse synergy because we have Velvet Choker. No, I didn't lose to an elite. What are you talking about? I think I was talking about this Mega Elite and how he would kill us. But I think we almost have to take this heal, because if we take the fight, we're going to take like 10 damage or something, and then we're going to fight an elite. Oh, yeah. Man, this is a tough one, but this relic is really good. Yeah, you know what? The relic is so good, and the relic is specifically good against the heart, that I think we're going to have to take a chance. But there's a good chance we lose this run in Act 1. So let's try it. And they're not all attacking, which is good. And we have Bowling Bash, so we can just kill one of them, right? So Bowling Bash does, if we go into Eruption and Bowling Bash, it does 14 times 3, which is like way overkill. So we can Eruption, Bowling Bash, and Cut Through Fate. Eruption plus Cut Through Fate does 14 plus 9 is 23, so that also almost kills one. And presumably we're killing the one who's attacking right now. And then Flying Sleeves next turn would do 8 damage twice, so 16. So we would only need to find 2 attacks of basically any type to win, and that's pretty much guaranteed. So as long as we don't screw it up too much with Cut Through Fate, we should win this fight with 0 damage. Oh, I totally forgot about Gremlin Horn. Okay, so now we can just kill one and Cut Through Fate the other one. This is pretty efficient and only wastes 1 damage, so we're going to plan on doing that, but let's Cut Through Fate first. We want to draw a defend. Yeah, good. I'll get rid of one of the defends and draw the other one. So now there's 1 fewer defends in the deck. Oh, we just win, just kidding. Okay, well that was quite a fight. Carved Reality is amazing. Follow-up is also quite good. I also just love getting the sound effect on Bowling Bash. When you hit for at least 3, it makes a strike sound, which is pleasing. Let's see. So Carved Reality and Flying Sleeves both have some establishment synergy. Yeah. I don't know, there's not really much else to say about them, but it's a good card, so I'll take it. Alright, who we got? Sentries again, this is great. This is exactly what we want. So we can double bowling bash one of them to kill it. Let's see, it does 3 times 3, or 7 times 3, so it's 21. So we do 42 damage combined. It's perfect damage to kill this tough sentry. And then hopefully Cut Through Fate draws us a block card. Actually, let's find out what Cut Through Fate does first. Okay, so we're definitely killing this one. There's 2 bowling bashes. So do we Cut Through Fate on the middle one or the back one? The back one has less health, but I think it's pretty unlikely that we would be able to kill the back one with neither bowling bash next turn. So he would be at 32. So I would need to like Eruption, and then Carve Reality Smite, I think, does it. So it does 12 plus 24, which is 36 plus 9. Yeah, so that does 35. So that's not crazy because that's only drawing 2 cards. It's a 2-card combo to kill him. But it does 39 by itself, right? So it's 36. It's 36 plus 9, so it does 45 by itself. So if we draw that, we don't need. Well, actually, 45 perfectly kills him. So from an efficiency sake, we want to put that damage on him. But then he's attacking next turn, so we probably would actually attack him. But we want to get a defend with Cut Through Fate. Let's see. How do we do this? I think we're going to Cut Through Fate on the middle one and hope we kill the back one next turn. Okay, we'll keep Sanctity and leave Eruption, because Eruption's part of the combo. So we will Sanctity to block for 6, and then kill this front one. Oh, I forgot. Damn it. I was, okay, Gremlin Horn. I have Gremlin Horn, gotta remember it. So now I can't hope on an Eruption out. So I don't think it's possible for me to do 30 damage. So the highest damage I have is Flying Sleeves, Cut Through Fate, Carve Reality. So that's 6. That's 18 plus 8 is 26. Plus 7 is 35 or 33. So 33. So actually, I do have enough damage, so I will target him. It is possible, and not even that unlikely if I could get Cut Through Fate. We got it all. Oh wait, Flying Sleeves was what I was anticipating, but Flying Sleeves actually does less damage than Strike. So, all right. So we want to do as close to 30 damage as we can. So that is, this does 18, that's 25, that is 34, so we're wasting 4 damage. If we get Flying Sleeves, we can, so the difference between Flying Sleeves and Smite is 4, so if we're able to Cut Through Fate, Carve Reality, Strike, and Flying Sleeves, that should be exactly filled. So Cut Through Fate is 7, this is 6, so that's 13, plus 9 is 22, plus the 8 from Flying Sleeves is exact. So Cut Through Fate is guaranteed to get us Flying Sleeves because there's 3 cards, so let's do that. I will leave the defend. Oh, we're going to kill him, so I will still leave the defend, and then that guarantees me drawing Vigilance next turn, which blocks for more than defend. Okay, and then we're just going to take the play we talked about. And we're going to draw the defend, and then the Vigilance is still there to block for 8. And we'll get to retain that Smite. Okay, so we'll Vigilance and Strike, and we'll Smite so that we're spending mana. We could have saved it for Wrath. Actually, that probably was better. Let's defend Bowling Bash for more damage. I guess let's Cut Through Fate. I actually don't want to draw an attack because, oh wait, it doesn't matter because I have Flying Sleeves lethal next turn. Okay. The Courier. Alright, Brilliance is quite good. Brilliance is a great way of scaling against the Heart too, because if you do a bunch of Mantra, then you can wallop him, and then your Brilliance is hitting for 100 or something. So we're probably picking Brilliance. Mantra as a strategy is also pretty good with Velvet Choker, because you're taking Wall Up, which is an expensive card, so you don't have to draw a ton. Prey is not great with Velvet Choker because you get the insights that kind of get stuck in your hand. But Insight does let you draw on whichever turn you need it, which is nice. Yeah, neither Flurry of Blows nor Weave is really consistent with trying to do Velvet Choker, and Brilliance is potentially a big part of a game-winning strategy, so let's pick Brilliance. Alright, we made it through all the elites. We did not die. I was a little bit worried, but we got through it. Let's cut through Fate first to see what we're working with, but probably we're going to double defend and carve reality. Let's get rid of both of these. Sanctity. Do we want to defend Sanctity? We could also kill one with Carve Reality's Smite. It seems kind of unnecessary. If we defend Sanctity, what's the downside? We could draw like both Bowling Bashes or like Bowling Bash and Brilliance and not be able to play them all. It only blocks for one more. We could just Sanctity defend and take the one block, but not draw the cards. Yeah, I think I like the current hand good enough that I don't want to draw cards. Right, they're both buffing, and this is pretty much the best case scenario card. So we already had Perfect Lethal on him, and now we have to Bowling Bash the other guy. Hey, there's the Wallop we were talking about. Great. Yeah, that's perfect. Question mark or card reward? Let's talk about Hexaghost for a second. So Hexaghost on his turn 2 attacks for some specific amounts based on your health. So let me just pull that up really quick. Why? Okay, so so it's current HP divided by 12 plus 1 times, and he attacks 6 times. So currently our HP divided by 12 plus 1 is 2 plus 1, so he's attacking for 3 times 6, which is 18. If we do a hallway fight and we take 5 damage, or more than 5 damage, then we're down to, like, if we're down to 23, then he's attacking for 12 instead of 18, which is nice. We do enough damage that I think we're probably okay going into that fight at 23. And we want a card reward so that we can get Mantra stuff, because our deck remains reasonably thin. This might be a little bit more than we can handle, but we got Bowling Bash, so we can do 21 on the first turn. The one with the most health is also doing the most damage, so I think he gets it. Oh my god, we got a second Bowling Bash. So this one only does 14 damage, so we can't kill the back one with it. Even though I would like to be at 23 health, I don't want that so much that I'm going to choose not to block. So I'll still try to take 0 in this fight if I can. And it looks like that's an option. So I think Eruption Wallop is probably lethal. Let's see. So Eruption basically just fights his armor, and then Wallop does 18. So yeah, it is lethal. Whap. Okay, well, that was fast. We could Wheel Kick or Nirvana. Those are both quite good. We already have a Flying Sleeves, and we kind of have enough attack stuff that we don't need to take more. We just need like Mantra stuff and defensive stuff now. So Wheel Kick, I guess, is probably out. I think we do enough damage without that, and the card draw is a little bit dangerous. We don't really have any Scry though. I do like Nirvana, but we only have a Cut Through Fate, so I think we're going to pass that. So we're going to just skip here. So healing up for 20. is probably not productive, because then, like, we're already not going to be able to block all the 18 damage that's coming in on turn 2. And healing for 20 puts us up to 49, which is more than 40, which is more than 48, so he'd be attacking for, what, 30 on turn 2? So we're definitely, we'd be healing for 20 and then taking 18 additional damage, or 12 additional damage. So the marginal heal would only be 8, which is not that good. Probably want Wallop upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, it's either Wallop or Cut Through Fate, I think, or Eruption, I suppose. But we have quite a bit of mana, so I'm not too worried about getting Eruption upgraded. Yeah, let's take Wallop. Okay, we drew a bunch of damage on turn 1. Alright, 18 as predicted, so we can Vigilance and Cut Through Fate to try and mitigate some damage. We're probably also going to use Weak Pot, since we have 2 potions, and this is probably the best turn to spend one. I guess we could also just Duplication Pot and Vigilance twice, since that would almost block us out. But Weak Pot has some residual value. Let's see, so if we put him in Weak, he does 2 times 16. Or times 6, so he does 12, so we'd be taking 4 damage. So it's so Duplication Pot saves me 2 more health this turn, but then Weak Pot gives me 2 additional turns of weak. But he doesn't attack for much like next turn. I think next turn he only attacks for 6. So Weak Pot only blocks for 2, but then it's already caught up. So, well, but that's assuming I wouldn't otherwise block. I probably would. Kind of hard to tell. Let's Cut Through Fate and see what our options are first. Let's just get rid of both of those. I don't think we're doing either of those this turn. Okay, so we did get Sanctity. So if we Sanctity Vigilance, we're blocking for 14, and then if we Weak Pot him, we're taking nothing. But if we Weak Pot him, we're only taking 4, and we could develop a Smite, so I think we'd rather do that. Yeah, so now he would be attacking for 6, but instead he's attacking for 4, but we're going to wallop him anyway, so it doesn't matter. That was kind of a waste. Let's Cut Through Fate first, see what we're looking at. We could get Vigilance back, but we don't really need it. Let's mull them both. Okay, Wallop and Bowling Bash. So we do Bowling Bash because these 2 retain, so. Alright, now he's attacking for 8 when he would be attacking for 12. Let's see. So the plan is probably Cut Through Fate, double defend Bowling Bash, or Brilliance, I guess. Does more damage than Bowling Bash. If we Cut Through Fate and see Carve Reality, that plan might change a little bit. Or Eruption, to be honest. We're taking 8, we would be taking 16 if we Eruption. We're probably going to end up Duplication Potting on a Smite, hopefully while we're in Wrath mode. So that would do 48 damage. Maybe we can hold on to the Duplication Pot? I don't know, I'm not sure. Kind of depends on how the math works out. Hexagus is a bit of a race, right? You want to kill him before he, like, recharges. So we definitely want to be getting damage in. I think I'll take Carve Reality over Wrath, so then we're going to Carve Reality, Brilliance, and single defend. Alright, so we can block out with Wallop this turn, so we just Wallop Strike Bowling Bash to keep the retained attacks. Alright, and we're looking pretty good to kill him next time we get Wrath. So this turn we can Wrath with no punishment. We'll probably dog Vigilance next turn. So let's go ahead and get into Wrath. And then we're probably going to play Flying Sleeves before we shuffle, but that's not this turn. So let's play Cut Through Fate. Ooh, wow, these are both good. I guess I'll Cut Through Fate for the other, or for this. No, because Strike does so much damage, so we're going to Strike and Flying Sleeves instead of Cut Through Fating. Alright, so we kind of have to kill him now. So, Carve Reality, Triple Smite. Triple Smite does 6 times 4 is another 24, which is just a confusing thing to happen. It's 60 plus 24 is 84. Okay. 84, and he is at 77, so that's lethal. So we don't need the duplication pot. Neat. Alright. Deus Ex Machina is good, but Velvet Choker. It's like a mana thing that forces you to spend a bunch of cards where we already have a mana thing, but it restricts the number of cards we can spend. So it's a little bit dicey. But it is a good card, and they do retain, so it's not like you you have to do it right then. If we take Deus Ex Machina, we can take like really expensive cards throughout Act 2 and play them pretty consistently. Alternately, we could just take a regularly expensive card right now and take Ragnarok. We don't have any strength scaling, although we are sort of planning on going into Divinity, in which case Ragnarok does 15 times 5, which is quite a bit of damage. With maybe some strength scaling or an upgrade to Ragnarok, that's 100 damage to the heart, which is not too shabby. However, that's also spending a bunch of mana on a Divinity turn, but you have a bunch of mana already on your Divinity turn. Ragnarok is not too great against Act 2 elites. It tends to sort of like spread damage around against like slavers. But it's pretty good against Act 2 hallway fights. We already do have a bunch of damage, so I'm not like highly encouraged to take more. And we don't have any strength scaling. This is a tough one. I feel like I'm supposed to pass, but I want to take Ragnarok. Obviously, Judgment's bad. I don't know why Judgment even exists. It's just like, it's kind of unique, I guess. That's true. You can cheese the heart with Judgment if you get caught and you can't do any more damage to him because you've done the limit, then you couldn't Judgment the heart. Judged. Yeah, so the Deus Ex Machina is like a speculative build around where it's like, it's good if I take really expensive cards, but then like, what expensive card would I want to take? And also I have to take like the most expensive, I have to pass on the most expensive cards in order to take it. If I get an energy relic, then this will be a 5 energy Act 2, which means you definitely want to take Ragnarok, because it's like one of the only ways to actually use your mana. So let's take Ragnarok. Let's see what we're doing. Calling Bell's quite good. The Curse is not good with a thin deck, but we don't really have a thin deck anymore. We kind of like reinflated because we took a lot of card picks in a row. Busted Crown I think is out. We don't really need the extra mana, and we need to find some something to make this this deck win against the Heart. And Tiny House I think is just worse than Calling Bell. Calling Bell, you don't really know what it's going to do because it really depends on what the 3 relics are, but the value is very high. Yeah, the only worry is just Curses and Velvet Choker are bad together. But let's trust Calling Bell. Let's see what it has for us. Okay, there's that. So we got Bag of Prep and Sundial and Ginger. So we got a little bit of card draw, which is good for spending all of our mana. little bit more energy. We have a crazy amount of energy with Velvet Choker, Mummified Hand, and Gremlin Horn, so we don't really need that. And Ginger is great. So with Ginger and Odd Mushroom, we're pretty resistant to debuffs. So really happy to see Ginger. Also, the heart weakens you. We have some money, but not enough to go to a store right away. Plus, we have the courier, so we want to hit a store with a lot of money, ideally. It looks like that's probably this store, which is a little bit tough to get to. It means we have to skip this elite. So maybe we're not doing a store with this act at all, which is kind of scary sounding. Probably want to take this line, and then this elite if we're feeling strong, and this fire if we're not. If we're not feeling strong, then both fires and stores are attractive, so this is a nice way out. Plus then we can kind of recover and get to the back of this elite. And then still fight 3 elites in the act somehow. So yeah, I'll start this way. There's a little bit of deciding to be done later. Alright, well we get to start with Ragnarok Cut Through Fate. I guess we'll cut through Fate first to see what's up. I'll mulligan one of these so that I'm not wasting a card from the top, because the card from the top is not going to be as good as Ragnarok. Yeah. So we, I usually having Neo give you a boss relic instead of Holy Water is probably my favorite opening for Watcher, because the miracle from Holy Water is just not that powerful. But yeah, Velvet Choker was our Neo gift. So Wallop blocks out, and then Carve Reality Bowling Bash. And we're getting pretty close to having lethal with Wrath here. So we can Eruption Smite Brilliance is the max damage, and that is 9 plus 24 is 33, plus another 24 is lethal, because the 2 24s alone is 48, and he's at 45. Talk to the Hand is very good. And it works with Ragnarok. And like our Cut Through Fates and stuff, Bowling Bash. Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a side plan for Wallop. So now we've got like 3 block plans. We can either block with cards, we can block with Wallop, or we can block with Talk to the Hand. But you love to see Talk to the Hand. Worship is also good. Worship is sort of the fastest way to get into Divinity, and it procs Brilliance really nicely. Getting Retain on it is not really a big advantage. Wave the Hand also quite good. Weakening the Heart is a huge deal, because you can turn his 1 times 15 turn into 0 times 15, which is really nice. And then even future turns, when he's doing like 2 times 15, you can reduce to 1 times 15. So that the rounding on it is really helpful. Against specifically the Heart, but also other fights, you know. It's also good with Talk to the Hand, because Talk to the Hand gets you block many times a turn, so that you can just wave the hand and punch him a bunch. Get rewarded. Also, Wave of the Hand is good with Talk to the Hand, because Wave of the Hand helps you remove artifact charges, and then Talk to the Hand sort of relies on them not having artifact charges. So this is a really great card reward. Other than possibly Worship, I would take all of these if they were all offered for free, but they are all offered at the opportunity cost of one another. I think I'll take Talk to the Hand, because like Wave of the Hand and Talk to the Hand both have like defensive attributes, and Wave of the Hand probably blocks harder overall than Talk to the Hand, but Talk to the Hand does damage, and has impacts outside of the current turn. Alright, we can buy a relic, which seems good. Because of the courier, we're better at buying relics from the shop than normal, so it is a bit of a waste to spend money not at the shop, but buying a relic is just a good thing. So we got a Molten Egg. It's a little bit late for that. We've added a bunch of attacks already, but that might get us an upgrade. We're probably doing either this line or this line. If we do this line, we get to choose more things, because we could potentially go to the Fire Elite or the Mega Elite. We also get to get this potential question mark buff before we do a hallway fight. Is there a reason we'd want to do it the other way? There are some Act 2 events where you spend max health, like vampires. So ideally we would want to go to this hallway fight, get beaten up, and then do vampires to lose max health but not current health. But I think if we run into vampires right now, we're not taking it. Actually, we've got Molten Egg, so all the whatchamacallums, whatever, the vampire attacks would be upgraded, so we probably would do it. Okay, alright, I've convinced myself. We're going to do the hallway fight first, so that if we run into vampires, we can take it. Alright. He hits so hard on turn 1, what the hell? So I think we just need to block. So we're going to defend and Sanctity and look for more block. And we found it, so let's double block. So we don't take any damage. Okay, and now we're frail. We can strike Ragnarok to take 5 plated armor away, but that's probably not correct. So let's cut through Fate and look for some blocking options. Wallop is a blocking option, so we'll take that. Carve Reality is also quite good, so we're going to keep that on top. So Strike removes plated armor, and then Wallop also removes plated armor while blocking out. Okay, so can we... Let's see, if we talk to the hand and then strike, then we're removing a plated armor, and then we can... Oof, blocking for 6 is unexciting. Flying Sleeves works well with talk to the hand, so we would gain 3 armor from doing that. And then we could Carve Reality, or we could, yeah, Carve Reality to get Smite. Yeah, so we're only able to block for, 2 plus 4 is 6, plus that is 8. So we could block for more with attacking than we can with Vigilance, although it's not quite a fair comparison. The most block would be Talk to the Hand, Flying Sleeves, and Vigilance, which would be 4 plus 6 is 10. I guess we should do that, because he's hitting us really, really hard. And this does still get 1 of the plated armor off, so that's something. Ragnarok now returns 10 armor and peels off 3 whatchamacallit. So we're definitely going to Bowling Bash and Ragnarok because it does damage and gives and blocks out, so I don't see any reason not to do that. Alright, so we have the Wallop block out again. Let's go ahead and cut through Fate first so that we are getting the most block out of it. Take Flying Sleeves because it's really good. And then we could either Brilliance or Bowling Bash. We're not going to stun him. We're going to kill him too fast. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're lethal this turn, so let's do it. I did not consider when I was taking Talk to the Hand, but it's good with both Ragnarok and Flying Sleeves, and Bowling Bash. And we have 2 Bowling Bashes, so like you should definitely be taking things that are good with Bowling Bash. Protect is quite good. It's also good with the theoretical establishment that we're never going to find. So I'll take Protect. We didn't get Vampires, but we did get another card remove. We can't remove Curse of the Bell. I think we'd probably remove a Defend. We've got a bunch of ways of blocking now. We've got like Protect that's always retaining. We've got Wallop. We've got Block Return from Talk to the Hand. So I think we're removing a defend here. Plus our strikes have a little bit of extra value from strike dummy. This is kind of stupid though, because we're spending all of our like very valuable gold that we could do cool stuff at courier with courier, but nope, not this time. We probably want to go into eruption right now so that we can kill him as fast as possible. Is that foolish? I think we want to eruption and then duplication pot our carved reality to get multiple smites. Yeah. And hopefully we can kill him before he hurts us too much. Or we can just go back into Calm for free. That's nice. We're probably going to cut through Fate even though it costs 3. Oh wait, no. We should probably just Brilliance and Bowling Bash. Yeah, I think we're going to Brilliance, Bowling Bash, and then Vigilance, and then you take 2. We don't have lethal, right? So Brilliance plus 2 Smites is... Oh wait. So we're doing... Oh my god. Yeah, that is lethal. Okay. Turn 1 Wrath. Fear No Evil upgraded. Oh right, everything's going to be upgraded because Molten Egg. So don't get too caught up in that. So we can enter Calm, but we don't really have any stance dancing stuff, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to pick any of these. Is there any reason to skip this elite? I think not. We would go to the shop, and shops seem like they'd be good because we have courier, but they're not because we only have 64 gold. Alright, we got slavers, and we can generate some block with Talk to the Hand Flying Sleeves. We also have a block potion. We're probably going to use both of these potions this fight. I do hate to use thorns that we could otherwise use on birds, but you know, it is what it is. Other things we could do. We could just develop Talk to the Hand and then Defend, Protect. Let's see, how much are they attacking for? It's 34. So if we block Pot and Protect, we're blocking for 24 and taking 10. We can also Talk to the Sleeves, Talk to the Hand and Cut Through Fate, and see what we get. I kind of don't want to Cut Through Fate because there's some good stuff, right, that we want to save. But I think I'm going to. So let's Cut Through Fate and then Flying Sleeves. Okay, so we're gonna get Bowling Bash because it block returns for 6 health and it does 21 damage. I rewatched one of my replays, and the game that I lost 2 slavers, I lost because I chose to block for 5 instead of bowling bashing on the first turn. You really need to kill the slavers pretty quickly. And I'm nowhere near losing to a slaver team this fight, but I'm having a little bit of PTSD is what I'm saying. Okay. So we're blocking with those. I think we're also going to block Pot, and let's see, we're going to defend, and then do we want a Thorns Pot? We could save it for birds. It only does 3 damage to each. We put him to 15 with the 8 from Flying Sleeves, that's 7, and then pretty much anything kills him. Yeah, like Cut Through Fate, Either Strike, Bowling Bash. Well, Bowling Bash does way more than that. But even without that, Flying Sleeves puts him to 10. No, yeah, it's a big difference between 7 and 10. So I'll use Thorn Spot. Okay, so he's at 15, so we can do 8 plus 7. That's exactly lethal, so that seems good. Plus it's 3 attacks, so we get 6 block return. So let's do that, and then Cut Through Fate lets us see more stuff. Definitely going to keep Wall Up. Let's get rid of the strike. We're drawing 2 cards here, so... I guess I'll keep the... I'll keep the strike so that I draw it next turn, and I don't waste a card here. Well, let's see. What's in the deck? God, why can't you click on this? That's so aggravating. I guess I'll get rid of the strike because I don't want it. See, now I'm wasting a bowling bash. Oh wait, no I'm not. I can just play it. We want to kill this one next because he debuffs us. Wait, we don't really care about being vulnerable. I mean, we'd still rather not be vulnerable, I guess. So they're hitting for 16. I'm going to block out. Bowling Bash does only slightly more damage than Brilliance right now. But regardless, I think we can hit that guy as hard as we can. Okay. We could probably enter Eruption, kill him, but then we're taking 18 from Taskmaster, and we can probably kill him without Eruption. So with these two, that's 15. We would need to find 4 more. It's possible we can't find it because of wounds, maybe? So the line I'm talking about is Cut Through Fate, Flying Sleeves, some kind of strike from the deck, and then Sanctity to block and take 3. Seems pretty good to take 3. Okay, let's see what the Cut Through Fate options are. Both wounds, so we aren't guaranteed anything. And then a Ragnarok. So Ragnarok hits 5 times, and we would need 3 of them to hit that Slaver, which is not likely to happen. So I guess this is the Protect turn. We do both, and then we take 4. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then just like a regular strike kills him, yeah. Strike there, and then oops, Bowling Bash after the enemy died. So we're gonna Wall Up and Bowling Bash, and I guess we'll go ahead and use the Flying Saves here, since we've got extra mana. And then we have Lethal. Alright, Duality. That is quite a card. So now we... okay, so now what we're trying to do is go to a shopkeeper with so much money that we can make him redraw relics with Courier until we find orange pellets. And then we can Duality orange pellets, and that clearly kills the heart. Orange pellets is just a shop relic, right? Let's look at the wiki for a second. It's only at the merchant. Okay, so we need to get a bunch of money and go to the store with Courier. I don't know how to make that happen, but that's what we're going to try to do. We also really need this Talk to the Hand to be upgraded. I don't think any of these... We've already got to Protect. We're not really trying to Dex scale. We don't have any Scrying synergy. And Deus Ex Machina, we didn't take before. We could use it because like we end up passing Ragnarok a lot. So yeah, I think because we have Ragnarok, we'll take Deus Ex Machina. And we talked about literally this decision when we were at the last boss. So yeah, there we go. I think we're healthy enough to smith here. Let's look at our route. So we're going to have another fire before this elite. If we don't want to take the triple elite path, which I don't think we do. So I think we're fine smithing here, as long as there's something good for us to smith. And there are several good things. Talk to the Hand is most important, so we're probably going to do that. Ragnarok is also good. And Deus Ex Machina, they get upgraded? No, you just get 3 of them. Bowling Bash is also good. Let's see, so we just fought Slavers, so next elite is going to be either Book of Stabbing or Gremlin Leader. Bowling Bash is good against Gremlin Leader, it's kind of nothing against Book of Stabbing. I don't make the rules. Talk to the Hand is the best upgrade because it does so much block return. Duality plus Velvet Choker is kind of an unfortunate relic combo because you want to play a bunch of cards with Duality. Man, 27 on the first turn, and I have no blocks. Wow. Okay, so we need to cut through fate and find an answer. What do you got for me, deck? Wallop is kind of an answer. Protect is another kind of answer. I think we're going to favor Protect. So we're going to do 3 attacks and then double Miracle Protect. Oh wait, so we can only play 6 cards. Protect is one of them, so we only can play 4 more. So we can play 2 attacks and then single Miracle and Protect. Yeah, which blocks for slightly more than Wallop. Okay. And the 2 attacks are going to be Brilliance and Carve Reality, because they do most damage. Yeah, so we can't afford to play another attack. Alright, we're blocked for the max, but we're still taking a lot of damage from this, and we're frail. So if we Wallop, we almost block out. He's only hitting us for 14. Alright, Coconut. If we strike Flying Sleeves, then we peel off 2 Plated Armor. So let's plan on Strike Flying Sleeves Wallop. And we could also Miracle out of Defend if we want to save 2 health, but I don't think we need to do that. Okay, so we have Talk to the Hand and 2 Bowling Bashes, so that's probably most of how we're blocking. The Bowling Bashes also do 14 damage, but they block for 6 apiece, so that's blocking for 12. And then we can also Smite, which blocks for another 3. Should we try and kill the Fungi Beast? It only saves 1 health because we get... Oh wait, no, Vulnerable does less than normal. So he would hit for 5 more, so it would save 6 health if we killed Fungi Beast. But if we kill Fungi Beast, then we're putting Talk to the Hand on somebody and then killing them immediately, which is not great. So if we Talk to the Hand, double Bowling Bash, and Smite on Shelled Parasite, then... What if we Eruption this turn? If we Talk to the Hand and then Eruption, and then... Let's see, so we've got 5 mana and 6 cards in hand, so we could play them all, but we are 1 mana short. So we'd have to Talk to the Hand, Eruption, double Bowling Bash, and leave the Smite, or we could leave a Bowling Bash. So if we Talk to the Hand and then Eruption, that's 16 damage, and then this would do 14 times 2, which is 28, and then we've got 2 of them, so it's 56, so it is lethal, but then we'd be in Wrath, and we'd be taking, let's see, so he'd be hitting for 22, or, yeah, it's 22, because this is not the same thing as Vulnerable, so we don't get Odd Mushroom procs off of it. 22 is significantly less than we're currently taking, so that's a win. And then we're also blocking for 3 plus 12, so 15. So we're only taking 7 damage in that line. Plus we draw a card, and it could be a defend. Alright, I think that's the line. Oops, okay. Wasn't planning on using that, but I will. Oh. If I had 1 more mana, I could Bowling Bash on him and then smite him to death, but I guess I don't, so. Oh, I do have one more mana. Ha! Oh no! Shit. I think I have to redo this fight. Alright, so we're going to do all the same stuff, but we're not going to do the math wrong on that one turn. Because we just took 10 damage for no reason. Okay. We have to do this fight the same way. I think I cut through Fated to try and find an answer. So let's do that. The answer I chose was Protect. I remember I left Wall up on top. So we were going to Protect. We ended up doing Protect, and then we had 4 cards left, and we did 2 attacks and a Miracle. And the attacks were Brilliance and Carve Reality because they did the most damage. Okay, so this turn we blocked out with Wall Up, but we did some other stuff to get his armor down. Was it like Strike and Flying Sleeves? Yeah, I think it was. Yep, because I can remember Flying Sleeves did 2 armor procs. Okay. I kind of like restarting fights because it's like a puzzle to remember all the decisions you already made. Alright, and then this is the turn we messed up. And the reason we messed it up is because once Shelled Parasite is dead, we have 1 mana left. And, yeah, I remember what we did wrong, but it's complicated to explain, so I'm not going to explain it. Oh wait, I'm supposed to explain everything. That's the whole brand here. So the mistake was we had an extra mana because of Gremlin Horn. So we need to use that extra mana to get damage out of Bowling Bash. So we're going to Bowling Bash on Shelled Parasite first, and then we're going to use the other Bowling Bash to kill the Funky Beast, which gets us 1 more mana, which we can use to smite Shelled Parasite to death. Okay. Alright, everything's upgraded. 2 of them are attacks. This is just upgraded for fun. We could get another Flying Sleeves. Flying Sleeves is quite good with the Talk to the Hand plan. It's not like... So Talk to the Hand is super good at blocking against the heart, because, you know, he's got 600 health, and the debuff stays on him for forever, so you just play Talk to the Hand once, and then you play lots of multi-attack cards. Sash Whip is also quite good. I think I'm going to take Sash Whip in this circumstance for one reason, and that reason is I have no other way of getting rid of artifact charges. Yeah. And Sash Whip gets rid of artifact charges. It also blocks a little bit, so that's nice. Alright, we're going to go get ourselves a relic and lock into taking more elites, which seems crazy at 19, but this way has a lot of hallway fights anyway, and a forced elite, so we have to do it. Meat on the Bone's great. That's a no-brainer. And then I think we need to heal here. Let's take a quick peek at our upgrades that we could get. Yeah, none of these are like necessary upgrades. Cut Through Fate would be nice. Ragnarok would be nice. None of the other ones are even on the radar. All right. So this is a good Bowling Bash turn, but 2 Gremlin Wizards is pretty scary. So we want to do damage as efficiently as we can. This does 14, so ideally we would be able to do 10. Sash Whip does 10. We're missing out on the weak, since we're killing him with it, but I think that's fine. Oh, it did 21. My math was wrong. Let's also do 21 to this guy, because these guys are kind of scary. And then I think we're just going to finish them off with, I guess, Sash Whip Strike, so that we can continue retaining Flying Sleeves. Just kidding, Carve Reality instead, because that way we develop a Smite, and we do 3 extra damage. Ooh, just kidding. Talk to the Hand on the Gremlin Leader. And then we're going to use the Strike instead of either of the retained cards. That was a pretty good turn 1. 6 attacks. I like it. We killed both of the both of the gremlins. Coconut is getting in the way of my mouse area to move her. I want to cut through Fate plus Ragnarok, and in what's been kind of a repeating problem for this deck, I'm drawing a card with cut through Fate that I then can't play. Whatever. I don't want to play either of those cards, so I'll just draw one and then not use it. Should I go into Eruption instead? I would then have to use a Smite or Flying Sleeves. I'd rather retain them. Okay. I think we're going to do enough damage to kill this Mad Gremlin, but I think for the other Gremlin, we're going to try and kill him. We're going to try to kill the leader before we try and kill this guy. So we can do 24 to the Mad Gremlin, which wastes 2 damage, but seems otherwise pretty efficient. Yeah, and then we're going to cut through Fate and strike. We could shuffle for a random card instead, but I think strike's okay for this turn. Oh, I forgot. Okay. So I guess we are shuffling and drawing no matter what. So let's see what that card is. And it's Bowling Bash. Okay. And we're going to use Flying Sleeves this turn because we have extra mana. And this is another 6 attack turn. Getting that damage done. Alright, now he's starting to hit us. So we have three block return per attack, but he's doing a lot more damage than that. He is doing 48 damage. So we have to block for 9 to even survive, which is only 3 attacks. So if we do 3 attacks, Miracle, Protect, Sanctity, we would do a pretty good job of blocking. I guess we can't do that because that's too many cards. So we could do 2 attacks and then Protect Sanctity, which costs 5 mana, and we have 4. So 2 attacks, 1 Miracle, Protect Sanctity. Yeah, okay. So let's do Brilliance and Carve Reality. And then we're going to... Do we want to Sanctity first or Sanctity after? We don't want to get Bowling Bash or Wall Up, because we need those to block next turn. So we're going to Sanctity first, and then Miracle and Protect. Still taking some damage, but we're just getting into meat on the bone range. It's not a big deal. It looks like we are failing to kill Gremlin Leader, while Gremlin Wizard is attacking, but I guess let's math it out and make sure. So we can do Eruption, Smite, Bowling Bash, Sash Whip is the most damage. We don't even need to play Cut Through Fate. So Eruption is 9, Bowling Bash is 14 times 2, which is 28, plus 9 is 37, plus another 24 is 51, which is already lethal, and then we have an extra 20, so we got him. Okay, Smiling Mask. Well, that's quite good because we already used 2 card removes, so that brings the cost down by 75, in addition to making it not go up. And we found Establishment, which is kind of a key card for Watcher. And we do have a copy of Protect and a copy of Flying Sleeves and Carve Reality. So the smites from Carve Reality will cost 0 if we don't play them on the turn they're generated, assuming we have Establishment up. So this is one of the best cards in the game, so I'll pick it. Alright, we are able to get Establishment on turn 1, and we're not being attacked, so we're probably doing that. Since we can draw cards, we probably should, so we're probably going to draw with Cut Through Fate, and then also maybe Defend and Sanctity to try and draw Protect. I don't know, maybe that's not necessary, because we also want to get some damage done. So let's Cut Through Fate first and see where we're at. We did get a Carve Reality, so we're going to do that. Actually, we have to give up 14 damage from Bowling Bash to get that. But 14 damage from Bowling Bash is not that much, considering we have Brilliance in hand, that also does 12 damage. Okay, and then we're just playing those cards. And I guess we'll go into Calm since it's free. Alright, so we got Protect, so that'll retain and cost 1 next turn, but it looks like we might need to play it right now. So this does 19 damage, and then that makes it go up to 28. So that kills Cultist. Is there a more efficient way to do that? We might find one with Cut Through Fate. So we got Wall Up. We can Wall Up on the Cultist and Talk to the Hand. Oh wait, we can't do both. We're going to keep Talk to the Hand. We don't want to shuffle too aggressively with Chosen on the field, so we're going to Wall Up and then Strike to kill the front guy. And then maybe Miracle out of Protect. Actually, we don't need to. Oh, I did this in the wrong order. I'm going to restart the fight because I don't want to take 2 damage. Alright, we Cut Through Fated first, took the Carve Reality because we didn't care about the damage from Bowling Bash. Alright, that turn was the same, as intended. This turn we Cut Through Fated first, kept the Wall Up, and then we were supposed to play the Wall Up first. And now it was that we did, and then we strike. And draw Talk to the Hand, which I totally forgot about, because I always forget about Gremlin Horn. We don't need any more blocks, so we're not going to play any more cards. We can Ragnarok here to get 15 block return, so we're going to do that. And then I guess we'll also Bowling Bash. Flying Sleeves retains and then starts to cost 0, so that seems good. We are retaining 5 cards, but Deus Ex Machina has already been drawn, so that's not a problem. Alright, we're going to weaken him with Sash Whip, and then block out with Wall Up. Oh, I guess we could have Eruptioned there. We could actually steal Eruption. Yeah. I've got 2 more cards, so I'm going to Cut Through Fate, get an attack, play the attack, hopefully. Ragnarok is a little bit too expensive to play right now, so we got a Dazed. There's no advantage to playing either of these other than getting them out from Violet Choker, which I suppose is actually an advantage. Also, we have Lethal, so I guess let's do that. Ooh, an upgraded Talk to the Hand, that's perfect, that's exactly what we need. Okay, so this is our heart plan, is we just develop a bunch of Talk to the Hand and attack 6 times a turn, basically. Question mark or person. We're still looking for that vampire event, so I think we do a question mark instead. Ritual Dagger is pretty good. It also costs 1. 1 cost attacks are good. This is pretty late to be picking up a Ritual Dagger, though, and the gold is really good because we want to go courier and find orange pellets. So we're going to take the gold. Slavers again. Alright, so we've got Talk to the Hand, Flying Sleeves to get some block, while also doing damage, and then we can Cut Through Fate to look for another option, or we can Sash Whip, or we can do all those. So let's do this first, and then Cut Through Fate to see what our options are. We got Bowling Bash, so we're going to take that. And then let's see, we could block for 8, or we could block for 25%. He's doing more than 12, so it's 5? Wait, no. More than 12, so it's 4, so he would do 10 damage. So this blocks for 4, and blocks for 7 net, because I get 3 block returns. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, so we're probably going to finish him off with Flying Sleeves, and then develop Establishment and Wallop somebody. So the Flying Sleeves gets 3 block back, Wallop gets 12, so that's 15, they're only hitting for 16, so that seems fine. Ooh, and Wallop's free! And I underestimated the block return from that, because he was at above 4. So we're blocking out. We can also Vigilance Sanctity to draw 2 cards if we want to just shuffle sooner. We could get Deus Ex Machina. We could also get Top of the Hand though, and we want to play that. That and Bowling Bash would both be bad to draw with 0 mana. So I will go into Vigilance, but I will not play Sanctity. Alright, there's the Talk to the Hand. If we talk to the hand and do enough damage to kill him, then I think we'd be in good shape, but we don't have that much damage. So we have 7 plus 12 is 19, plus 9 is 28. So if we play those 3 attacks, and then if we play 2 attacks, protect, defend, then we're getting 6 damage, or 3 block from talk to the hand, and 14 from protect, and then 7 from defend. So we will take no damage, that blocks out. So perfect, let's do it. Alright, so now we can Bowling Bash to block return for 6, and then, let's see, Carve Reality, let's see, the front half of Carve Reality will kill him? No. Slightly not. I guess let's Ragnarok and see where the hits land. Really? Okay, that's weird. I guess we'll do Bowling Bash, and the front half of Carve Reality does kill him now, so. And then with the extra 1 mana, I will strike. Alright, Sash Whip blocks a little bit, and then we can throw some attacks in there, and he's dead. Great. Was that a perfect fight? I think it was a perfect fight. Oh wait, no it wasn't. We took damage on turn 1. We've got 2 eggs, that's super awkward on floor 31, but whatever, I guess. We could take another Flying Sleeves. I'm pretty enthusiastic about that with 2 Talk of the Hands. Against the Heart, that is 12 block and 12 damage, so sure. Do we have anything we want to smith? So this is a Collector, so we're going to have some Bowling Bash value. So it would make sense to upgrade Bowling Bash. Establishment is also really important for getting retained stuff online really quickly. Let's see. We don't have like Sands of Time or anything, so it's not like super important that we get the Establishment upgrade right now. We could just take a Protect upgrade and just eventually get 16 block for 0 on demand, which is nice. Yeah, I think Protect upgrade is probably best. Okay. Alright, so we did get a Talk to the Hand on turn 1, that's nice. And we've got both Flying Sleeves, so we're going to have options for block later. Let's go ahead and develop that, and then cut through Fate and see what our options are. We want to draw that Bowling Bash next turn, when there's minions. So we're going to take the Vigilance this turn. And do we want to go into Calm, or do we want to develop Establishment and do 9 damage? I think we're going to do Establishment and 9 damage, primarily because Eruption is already in hand, so there's very little value to going into Calm. Oh. Well, there's no point in using Flying Sleeves because they cost 0, other than it gets under the Velvet Choker ceiling a little bit, but I don't think we're worried about that right now. So against the heart, you kind of need to like do 100 damage a turn and block for 100 damage a turn, more or less. So if we get both Talk to the Hands on the heart, then we've got 6 block return. Each Flying Sleeves is doing 12 and blocking for 12. So if I played 6 copies of Flying Sleeves, would I win the heart? 6 copies of Flying Sleeves a turn. Or do I need something better? So it's just 6 times 12. Is that less than 100? It is. So it's like slightly not good enough. You'd probably win the fight if you had that, though. The 100 damage and 100 block is kind of an estimate thing. What do I do with Bottled Miracles? Sorry, yeah, I need to think about this turn specifically. So I have a lot of attacks and no blocks, so I'm probably spending all the attacks on the Collector to get the block return. So we got 3, 5, 7, 8 total strikes, so I'll block for 24, and then take 11, which is okay. I'm not doing a ton of damage, but we are making progress, so. It's 40%, I believe. Hi, Troll Fun Forever. How's it going? Well, they're just all attacking again. That's tough. I think we need to Sanctity and draw something good this turn. Like a Talk to the Hand or a Wallop or something. So let's Sashwood first to get weakened. And then, oops, I guess I'll Miracle to proc Sanctity. I probably want to Miracle this turn, so it's not too bad to waste it. And then Bowling Bash gives a lot of block return, so I'll do that. And now we can spend the 2 mana defending. Let's see, so they're only hitting for 29 now, so I only really need 10 more block. So I could just Brilliance and defend and take 2, which seems fine. Talk to the Hand is really distorting this fight, because I'm just spending all my time... Oh, I didn't pick 2. I was miscounted somehow. I'm spending all my time attacking the Collector and just ignoring all the minions. But I'm okay with that, so... So his debuffs don't really matter. We can't be weakened, and vulnerable doesn't hurt that much. We are going to take the Frail, but we're getting most of our block out of block return stuff anyway. So I think we're going to Talk to the Hand, Wallop, and Carve Reality here. We could also Miracle out the Cut Through Fate, but who knows what that's going to draw. I guess I want to find out, though. Oh, Bowling Bash. Okay, so we'll Bowling Bash too. We don't actually have to coin it out because Sundial triggered. Okay, generating 51 block. Oh yeah, the block return. Okay, so now they're attacking for a bunch, and I'm vulnerable, so they hit for slightly harder. We have Protect up. We're probably going to Flying Sleeves. The question is, if we Eruption, do we have lethal? Probably not, but I'll count it. So Eruption makes this do 24, so that's 33, plus another 24, so that is 57, which is, and then we could do these 2 strikes, which would do 18, so that's 36 together. 36 plus 57 is 83. And Cut Through Fate is not going to make up the difference of 50 damage. So probably we're going to do like 5 attacks and Protect or something, or I guess like 4 attacks and Protect. We're going to do as many attacks as we can find, and then Cut Through Fate. Or then Protect, rather. Bowling Bash does more block than Vigilance at this point, so let's do that. Do we need to Protect this turn? I guess we don't. Okay, so we are currently taking 16, 18. So if we do hit him 3 more times, then we're not taking anything, and we can definitely hit him 3 more times really easily. So let's just hit him 3 more times. And we have to spend one of our retain attacks to do that. Oh wait, sorry, is this, did I do the math wrong? No, I did the math right. Yeah. Okay, so this blocks out perfectly. And we're retaining Flying Sleeves here because it blocks for 12, which is pretty valuable. We're going to do Sash Whip to defray a bunch of damage. And then, yeah, Troll Fun. This channel is just basically me doing speed math and then getting stuff wrong. I feel like both Flying Sleeves block out by themselves. Although I guess we shouldn't Flying Sleeves unless we need to. So they're attacking for 16, he's attacking for 19, that is 35. So I need to block for 30 more, which is 5 attacks. So I guess I don't really have a choice about whether I'm using Ragnarok. I guess I could generate a bunch of temporary decks and then protect, but we're frail this turn. We're probably frail for the rest of the fight, so I guess there's no advantage to waiting on protect. And if we protect right now, we shuffle it. Okay, so let's plan on doing both Flying Sleeves and then Protect Sanctity, and I guess playing both of these cards too, because we can. Alright, we're clearly blocking out. Oh, that's, we can't play all of them. That's fine. I have never won this fight by just completely ignoring the Torch Heads, but that's 100% what's happening. Weird. Okay, Conjure Blade seems really good. We have some problems with hand size, or playing the wrong number of cards. So if we pick an Energy Relic here, then Conjure Blade, just like raw, even without like a collect to back it up, is really good. Plus, if we could play it for like 5, then it returns, let's see, if we have both talk to the hands, it returns 30 block, in addition to doing 45 damage. And it's upgraded, so if we play it for like 3, we get a 4 attack expunger, which is nuts. Judgment is terrible, and it's not good for heart runs. Devotion is kind of good in that it works with Brilliance, but we never actually made the Brilliance synergy work, so Brilliance is just a 1 mana do 12 in the deck. Maybe I'm overly excited about Conjure Blade, but I do have what's it called, Deus Ex Machina, and we could pick up a Master Realities, which buffs both of those. I think Conjure Blade is good enough to pick, even if you don't have any reasonable synergy. Sorry, Conjure Blade Plus is good enough to pick, even if you don't have synergy. So there's an Energy Relic. We do have to open a boss, another chest, because we are trying to fight the heart. So we have to open the chest to get the key. Do we need to see enemy intents? I think we do, because we have like retain cards, we like Protect and Flying Sleeves, and we only want to use those when appropriate. So we can't take Runic Dome without losing. I feel like Philosopher's Stone used to feel more suicidal than it does now. I'm not sure what changed, but enemies having 1 strength isn't as bad anymore. Although it is pretty bad for specifically the heart, because he does an additional 15 damage on the multi-attack turns. Let's see. So if we, so I think I'm going to pick Cursed Key specifically because we have Smiling Mask, and we're always going to see a Merchant at least before the Act 4 elite. So we'll have a chance to remove the curse. If the curse is bad, though, it could cost us the run, but that's Slay the Spire. We are also now a 5 energy deck with Velvet Choker, which is sort of unfortunate, but it must be 60% because I'm like really close to max health. I don't think I was. I don't think I was that close. So we do have this dream of getting a bunch of money and going to a store and buying orange pellets because we have the courier, so we can send back relics until he brings out orange pellets. So we'd probably want to look at a late shop for that. Late shop is also good because this fight is going to give us a curse, and then we also have to hit this Mega Elite because we're trying to fight the heart, and he's got the key we need. So we're almost certainly going like exactly through here. So we're just trying to figure out what the best way is to get there. So probably want to hit this fire and maybe this elite. This or that one. And probably want to avoid this shop because we have courier, so one shop is the same as two as long as you're not dying in between. So we want to start here, or I guess we could start here, but that's 3 guaranteed hallway fights and maybe a second one. I guess that's not too bad. No, you can please ask questions. What the 4th relic I have does. So that is Strike Dummy. Probably I should have taken the key when I was offered Strike Dummy from the first act's chest. At the time, the deck was pretty weak. We'd like removed a bunch of cards, so I was a little bit concerned at the time that I would lose Act 1 if I didn't take the power from it. In retrospect, if I had taken that card, I would be avoiding Curse now, but I wasn't really thinking about it in the context of Cursed Key. So do I want to start here and have more chances at question marks, or do I want to start here and have more chances at fights? Well, the thing that makes the deck work, I kind of already have. Like, I don't really need to add more cards to the deck. So I think we're going to do question marks, because those are more likely to give relics. Alright. So top of the hand, and then Ragnarok returns 15 blocks, so let's do that. And then we could spend the rest of the mana on Contrablade. Why did that burn get rotated weird? We can play all the cards and none of them retain or anything, so there's no thinking about this turn in particular. But we are taking some damage. Just too bad. We do have meat on the bone, so it's not real damage. It's temporary damage, kind of. This decision doesn't matter. It's really lethal. Okay. I can't pick these. Both of these relics, both of these potions are pretty bad. I could have considered using Bottled Miracle in that fight if I'd thought about it. Fairy in a Bottle is only good if you die. I'm hoping not to die. The run is looking pretty strong. So Fairy in a Bottle is hopefully just a wasted potion slot for a long time. And let's, because since Bottled Miracle is so good with specifically Conjure Blade, I'm going to get rid of Fairy in a Bottle. Bottled Miracle is bad with Choker, but it's not like dramatically bad, you know? It's like, since the miracles have retain, you can kind of use them whenever you need to, and presumably on the turn when you're choosing to drink the potion, you have something in mind that is Velvet Choker compatible. But you're right, it's not. It's got some negative synergy for sure. Prostrate has that theoretical brilliance synergy that's so spicy, but I don't think we're really doing that. Empty Body is good, but we don't really enter stances, and we don't really. That's not how we're generating block. We're trying to attack people. Cut Through Fate we've had some problems with. Earlier in the run, we had a lot of situations where we were cut through fating, and we didn't want the card draw because we were either bumping into a Velvet Choker limit or we were out of mana. We do have 5 mana now, though, so it's hard to imagine actually running into that limit, but we do already have 2 Cut Through Fates, so it would be a third one. It's good with top of the hand though, because it finds you it both block returns itself and finds you other ways to block return. It also helps you filter your draws, gets rid of curses and stuff, and helps you find retain cards. So I think I am actually going to pick it. All right, Tesseract. We've got plenty of health. This health is sort of free. At some point, we're going to end up healing through meat on the bone in this act. So as long as we don't die, then this health that we lose here will just come back for free. So I think I am going to take 3 cards. I don't want Flash of Steel because it has serious Velvet Choker problems, which the deck is already bumping into. Random colorless cards are not good enough, and the bomb is kind of okay. Let me come back to that one. Hand of Greed is good with the theoretical courier plus duality into eventually getting orange pellets plan. It's kind of a weird pick for floor 36 though, and it's kind of difficult in this deck to complete a side quest since my block depends on me doing damage, so I can't really control when I kill somebody. So I'm not gonna take a side quest like Hand of Greed. Metamorphosis puts a bunch of chunk into your deck, and Purity is kind of good. It would be good against the Heart if it didn't take your entire turn to do nothing, but it's not. So here's another copy of Hand of Greed. Panacea can be very good. Panacea we're going to pick, actually, because Panacea and Duality means that we don't even need to go get orange pellets. We can just do Panacea. So we can generate like 10 decks and then Panacea, and then at the end of the turn, when that temporary dex tries to go away, it will fail. So we're definitely taking Panacea. And then I think we're skipping on these other ones. Wow, usually I take the either 0 health or 5 health options for Tesseract, but in this case, taking specifically the 10 health one and being really aggressive got us a big component of power. That's going to be a huge deal with Duality here. I think I'm going to pass on the bomb. It's a 28 card deck, so no more. Let's see, so question mark means that we could fight the Act 1 Elite. That's such a good event. We could also get a card upgrade shrine or something. The sort of dangerous Act 2 event of the Colosseum is gone from the pool. We could also get a shop. We don't really want a shop. I guess we're doing 2 question marks either way. We're either going here or here. So we'll take a question mark so that we know what it is before we take this hallway fight. Okay. Hey, it is the Act 1 Elite. Okay. Is there any reason to take the other 2? Actually, 9,000 gold is pretty nuts because we have Courier. So he doesn't restock card remove, so we would end up with 1 normality in the deck. And we'd be carrying 2 for quite a while. We'd be carrying 2 normalities until here, and that's going through 2 elites. So that's pretty out there. It does basically guarantee we get orange pellets, though, if we survive. Are we going to survive? Also, is orange pellets good? We only have 1 power. Yeah, I'm not going to do it because A, normality is pretty likely to kill you. It's such a worse. We did build around Velvet Choker, so it's not terrible. But you miss a card draw and the worst possible thing happens to you. So it's pretty bad. We do have 3 copies of Cut Through Fate, so we can shuffle away the normality to some extent. But I don't think we're gonna survive if we pick this. No longer being able to heal is a non-starter because we have meat on the bone. So I think we're going to fight an Act 1 Relic, which is almost always the pick, but I just like to talk through it. Okay, so we have Panacea's turn, so we should play as many attacks as we can, and then Panacea. We can only play 4 attacks, so we could get to establishment as well. Alright. So we get to keep one artifact charged, so we do get one more dex. I think we're just going to Conjure Blade for 6 here. And then if we like go into Wrath and Conjure Blade next turn, then we just win. Is that stupid? Might be stupid. Let's see, if we Ragnarok, we do 25 damage. We can Ragnarok and Brilliance to get him like to what, like 77, which is like a pretty perfect setup for popping him later, or for popping him next turn, which is ideally what you want to do. So yeah, okay. So I'll just Ragnarok and Brilliance and Conjure Blade for 2. Or wait, here, this is the Miracle thing. So we're only using 2 cards, so we'll just Bottle Miracle to spend a couple more cards to get a bigger Conjure Blade. And then we can spend mana to get the 4. Alright, so we got a really nice setup. Hopefully we draw Vengeance here. We didn't. And we also didn't draw a way to block, so that's kind of a bummer. I'm going to not use Talk to the Hand unless I have to, because we're about to break him this turn. We can also Liquid Memories to get back Ragnarok. It's kind of unnecessary, though, because we're definitely breaking him this turn, so we don't have to think about the damage. Wallop does a lot of damage. Could probably find something a little bit more efficient. That's pretty efficient. We're going to take both Cut Through Fate and Expunger, because that lets me draw the Expunger. There's the Eruption I was looking for, but not this time. Alright, so we got a pretty good pop there. Alright, and then we can just, whatever, kill them both. Okay. Act 1 elites are easy. Oh, Tori's so good against the Heart. This is crazy. None of these are good enough to make it into the deck. So we can skip. Shapes. Alright. Big challenge here is trying to win the fight without taking any damage from Spiker. So we can do double strike Sash Whip to do 18-28 damage. That's not lethal for the Exploder. We can defend Sanctity to block for 11 and draw some cards. Or we can Eruption and Protect. So let's see, if we block for enough that the Spiker only hits us for... Or, okay, so if we kill the Exploder and block for 5, excuse me, then the Spiker hits us for 1 with Tori, or I guess 4. Works 2. Alternately, if we enter Eruption and develop Protect, then he's hitting for 18 and we're blocking for 16, so we only take 1. And then it's a lot easier to kill the Exploder and probably get some incidental damage onto the Repulsor, so I think I like that. I guess the most efficient way to do it is double strike. It doesn't feel good, but... Oh, we don't have enough mana to do this plan. This was a bad plan. I'm restarting this fight. Because I can't kill the Exploder as easy as I thought. Yeah, so we are close to our little breakpoint here. So we got 33 is, 34 is the maximum meat on the bone proccing. Yeah, my perspective on restarting fights is that it's not cheating, as long as you aren't relying on information that you've gained through random events. So if you're just sort of playing around with the system to like see yeah, it's fine. So you're playing around with the system to see how it's reacting, and then if you realize you've done your math wrong or something, you haven't learned anything. But I am fairly strict that if I restart at a later turn, I will do exactly the same sequence of actions, deliberately not using information that I would have gained later, and only changing the specific thing that I realized was wrong. Okay, so they're attacking for 20. We can just block for 20, so that's probably what we're going to do, because it looks like we can't kill Exploder very easily. Let's do the Exploder math again. So we can Eruption, and then, so it's 9 damage plus 20. Yeah, so we'd have to do 3 attacks, and that's 4 mana, leaving us with 1, so we'd have to defend against the Spiker, which is not where we want to be. Instead of doing Protect Defend, let's do Protect Sanctity, and see what's in the deck for us. Okay. So we get rid of 2 curses, great. So we're going to Strike and then Satch Whip so we can keep the weak until later. Okay, so we get to use 3 attacks and Panacea this turn. It's a little unfortunate that we're wasting our Talk to the Hand charges. So let's see, we kind of want to take exactly 10 damage if we can pull that off. So we're killing Exploder this turn. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we have Cut Through Fate as well. Okay, so we're going to... I want to develop Talk to the Hand on Spiker, because you get the block return from Talk to the Hand before you take the Thorns damage. So it helps you to deal with him later. But it looks like I can't do that without taking a little bit of damage. But taking a little bit of damage is fine, as long as we take at least 10 total. And Spiker, you can generally manage how much damage you take, although it is very difficult with this deck to manage exactly how much damage we take. This Tori might be easier. Well, so the Tori only applies to attack damage and not block return damage. Yeah, it's definitely possible that we can try and take exactly 10, or between 10 and 12, where we would reset to the current health. I think I'm going to Talk to the Hand on the Repulsor, though, and go for the best possible case scenario where we take 0. Or, I guess taking 0 is not necessarily the best possible case, but it seems reasonable here. So we're going to spend all of our cards to set up the maximum Panacea. Yeah, Dazed is not rotated correctly, see? I don't know why it did that. It had something with to do with shuffling cards into the deck, it looked like to me. So we can use Flying Sleeves to kill the Repulsor, which gets us 6 block. It looks like we're definitely taking damage from Spiker this turn, though. So let's Cut Through Fate first and see if we can find something to block. We can. So if we wall up the Spiker, we block for a net 3, which makes our block up to 6 total, which means that we would take 1 from him. So let's do that. And then I guess let's finish off the Repulsor with... Actually, I'm going to keep the... I could keep the Repulsor alive to keep 3 block return available on a future turn, but he is going to shuffle 2 Dazed, and those are kind of bad. Yeah. No, because we only gain 1 health from getting the block right now, whereas it might be worth 3 health later, but I don't think it's worth keeping the... keeping him alive. We could just like make ourselves take a ton of damage right now to trigger Meat on the Bone, but I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so we can Vigilance now to block some damage, and then Bowling Bash is the only one of these attacks that doesn't make us take even more damage. So I guess I'll play Bowling Bash. Yeah, we're definitely getting into the dangerous bit where we're not going to be able to beat Spiker without taking damage. So Wall Up does mean that we don't take any, and we found Protect, so we can retain that and make it cost 0, or we could just play it right now, I guess. So Wall Up doesn't hurt us, and then we can like Protect and Flying Sleeves. Yeah, and if we need to, we can go Liquid Memories for Protect, which is a bit silly, considering this is not supposed to be like a huge damage enemy, but he does kind of end up being a huge damage enemy a lot of the time. And I don't want to Sash Whip because it makes me take 9. Alright, it looks like we've got enough defense to poke him and not take damage. Alright, so we can kill him this turn, but we would take 3 damage. I think we're gonna just attack him once this turn, and or actually, let's cut through Fate and see if we've got a better option. Got another block card. Because I would still love to take exactly 10, right? That's still the best case scenario. So is there any way we can like... Okay, so if we hit him twice next turn, he's going to hit us for 26. Is there any way we can block for the perfect amount such that we block for 16 and take 10? Vigilance currently blocks for 15, so we would take 1 extra, which still heals us for 1 relative to where we are right now. So I think we're going to look for that out. So we're going to end the turn, hope we get both Vigilance and a single attack that kills him, which we did. So we're going to block for 14. Wait a minute. Now we're just blocking out. Oh, we needed to attack him twice. Okay, so if we Vigilance and Flying Sleeves, we take 12, which is actually the same amount we would heal for. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. There's no advantage. So we'll just take 0 instead. There's Collect. We could put that together with our fancy dancy Conjure Blade to do cool stuff. But I also spy with my little eye a Protect Plus, which is just a good card that ends up costing 0 and blocking for a lot. We have too many cards in the deck, and Collect Plus also causes some problems with Velvet Choker, obviously. But it's so good with Conjure Blade that it's hard to pass up. But I think pass it up I will. And so am I going to pass up Protect as well? I think the deck has room for 2 Protects. I'm not having hand size problems with all the retains. So I'm going to take Protect. Right, what do we got? Spikes. More spikes. Okay, so he's attacking on turn 1, so we're taking 22, and we have no way of generating block other than this stupid defend. So I guess we have to make that defend block for as much as possible. I guess Sash Whip also blocks, technically. Do we have lethal on the Repulsor without Eruption? We have 9 plus 12 is 21, plus 21 again, so that's 42. So we definitely have lethal on the Repulsor. So we just need to play 4 attacks and defend to block out. And we can use the Sash Whip on the Spheric Guardian to peel off one of his artifact charges. We could also, I think, kill the Spheric Guardian, maybe? So we're doing 42? No, we'd have to use Eruption to kill the Spheric Guardian, and then we would take 40 damage and die. And I don't like dying. So how do we kill the Repulsor as efficiently as possible? This does 21, so he would be at 13. This does 12, so that's really unfortunate. Do we care about the artifact charges on the Spheric Guardian? I think we would rather put Talk to the Hand on the Spiker, if we can. But all of this kind of depends on finding Panacea and actually stacking decks. This is the problem with having a 29 card deck, is now like Panacea and Talk to the Hand are not going to show up when I need them. I'm going to lose. So I think I'm just going to use these 3 attacks on Repulsor and then Sash Whip on Spirit Guardian. I don't think there's a more efficient plan. Oh wait, I'm going to proc Gremlin Horns, so we'll see if something else happens here. Okay, something else did happen, so we got Cut Through Fate, which maybe can draw us the Panacea. No. Curse of the Bell. Maybe Establishment is more important than a Artifact Charge and 10 damage. We're definitely defending. And now I don't get the weak charge, so I guess I'll do this. The artifact does block Talk to the Hand. Talk to the Hand is considered a debuff on that enemy, even though that seems a bit silly. Okay, so we're going to Cut Through Fate on Baseball and try and find some more attacks. Carve Reality is 2 attacks, so that's neat. Because we have Panacea, so we need to get as much block as we can right now while we have it in hand. So we're going to Carve Reality, both halves, and then we're going to Protect and Talk to the Hand on the Spiker. Oh, we can't afford that. I guess we're going to Protect and Panacea, and just not play Talk to the Hand. Which is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. Alright, now we need to block for 22, or wait, 31. We can do that pretty easily with these 2. Or that, I guess just this blocks for 30, but whatever. I can take 1 damage, no problem. Let's Cut Through Fate and see what the other cards are. We got a Wall Up, which we can use to generate 3 block. And a Talk to the Hand, which would currently make us take damage. At least on the Spiker. So let's Wall Up to generate a little bit of block. And then now we don't have enough mana to do the other things we wanted to do. So I think we're taking a little bit of damage. Let's see, we could... Oh, Sanctity doesn't currently draw. We could Liquid Memories to try and take 0 damage here. But I think we're just going to Protect and take some damage. Annoyingly, we're still not in meat on the bone range. We do have 2 Miracles and a Conjure Blade in hand, so that's something. So I think we're going to Bowling Bash, Defend, Double Miracle, Conjure Blade. I don't know why we want a big Conjure Blade, but we can have one, so might as well get one. 9 times 8. That's some good damage. Okay, so we're in danger of taking a huge amount of damage this turn. So we need to Cut Through Fate or Liquid Memories to get out of it. If we Liquid Memories and go get a... Oh, we can't get anything good, because there's nothing good in our discard. Man. Alright, let's Cut Through Fate on Baseball and see if we get anything good. Vigilance does block for a lot. I'll leave Flying Sleeves there because I want to retain it eventually. I think we're just going to waste the Talk to the Hand. It's not super good in this fight, and it gets me 1 dex right now, which is better than we'll get later. I think we need to Liquid Guardians and Vigilance again. So currently, he would take off 9 armor, and then I would have 5 armor left, and 6 is greater than 5, so I would take 17. Whereas if I Vigilance, I have 6 dex, so I would block for 14. So I would go up to 28, and he would take it down to 19, and then I would take 1 damage. Yeah, I think that's worth it. That's a lot of block from 1 potion. We are a bit shields down now, though, but we just drew 2 protects, so we're fine. So I think we're going to play these 3 attacks, and then if he's still alive, we'll play protect, but he's going to be dead, so... right, now we have 12 if we can manage to finish this fight without taking any damage from Spiker, which is looking more likely with 2 protects in hand. We could protect and Sash Whip right now. But Protect functionally blocks 2 Spiker hits. So I think I'm going to save it for when it actually does block 2 Spiker hits. Actually, no. The weak charges matter, so I'm going to develop that damage. So I already have 1 Protect, right? Yeah. No, you're fine. So if we block, if we wallop, we still take 1 damage because he's spiking us so hard. We could Expunger and like kill ourselves. That's fun. Okay, so if we like wallop, protect, and Expunger stops doing damage return after you kill him, right? So Wallop does 12, that puts him down to 20, and then Expunger would tick 3 times, doing 36 damage, and it would actually kill us. Wow. Okay, so we're going to protect and Wallop, and then we've got enough block to cut through Fate, and we need to because we need to find more block cards. I guess that was not great, because I drew the block card now, whereas I need to draw it next turn. Carve Reality makes us take 8, which is bad, so we will Sanctity instead. Alright, we found our Protect. So if we Protect and then hit him twice, then we take 11. So we would end up at 35, or we can just protect and end turn and hope we get a better draw later. But the only like block cards we have are the Protect and the Sanctity, so we don't actually have a great chance of drawing a Protect card next turn. We do have Defends. Defends are not nothing. Defends do block out his attack, and we have Vigilance too. So okay, so I'll just protect and pass. All right, so protect. And we can kill him now. Okay, perfect. Thank God. So we managed to get perfect meat on the bone value. Pretty nice. These cards are all super bad. Doing 0 is terrible if you have a 5 energy deck, especially with Velvet Choker. Drawing lots of cards doesn't do anything to win the fight, and we're a Velvet Choker deck, so we're skipping on all these. I think we're smithing now. Let's see. So Act 3 elites can definitely do more damage than we're healing with meat on the bone. So maybe we do need to heal. If we don't heal here and we take a bunch of damage, then we have 1 fight that's kind of scary where we might die. But then we do get to heal again. So let's see what we would smith and compare. Getting Establishment on turn 1 is pretty important. But that's really the only like important upgrade. Have we already done an Act 3 Elite? I think not, right? Yeah, we have not. So this is our first one, so this could be Giant Head, or Nemesis, or Reptomancer. If it's Reptomancer, we kind of want an upgrade on Bowling Bash, because sometimes she has 5 minions, and Bowling Bash hits 5 times. And hitting for 5 times 11 is way cooler than hitting for 5 times 7. Really what we want to do, though, is upgrade our chances of Panaceaing for 7 or more. Like that's sort of the magic. And I don't think any of these smiths actually do that. I guess Cut Through Fate makes the deck a little bit more consistent. like attack, attack, attack Panacea-ing. Yeah, and I don't think I really need to rest, especially if it's like Giant Head. I can kill Giant Head pretty easily, and we have a lot of damage to get through Reptomancer. Nemesis is a bit of a problem, but since the deck is so fat, the burns don't matter that much. Yeah, I think for both Nemesis and Reptomancer, Talk to the Hand is a pretty good answer. And against Giant Head, we just do enough damage that we're probably okay. We are probably worst against Giant Head now that I think about it, because we can't like play a ton of cards and get a bunch of value from slow because of Velvet Choker. Yeah, so we want to go to this shop up here. Ideally, we want to get enough money that we can buy 2 relics and then still have enough to buy orange pellets if it rolls. Orange pellets is really important if we can get it. So I think we're going to smith up Cut Through Fate because it's slightly more important than Establishment. Yeah, I don't know if I've played Eruption like since Act 1. Okay, we did get Reptomancer and Talk to the Hand on turn 1, so we're going to Talk to the Hand on Reptomancer herself. It would be a total waste to put it on a dagger unless we absolutely need to do that to survive. And right now, nothing's threatening our survival really at all. So we're going to Talk to the Hand on her, and then let's Cut Through Fate on the weaker dagger. Actually, let's Cut Through Fate on the stronger dagger. It leaves him at 12, and we have a couple of attacks that do 12. Like Wallop and Carve Reality both do that. Although Carve Reality, it's the other end of it. So I will take Wallop here, because it blocks out and kills one of the daggers. Okay. And then probably we want to double Miracle Conjure Blade. Conjure Blade's pretty important. We could also consider Sash Whipping here. But double Miracle Conjure Blade is 6 cards, and that makes me happy. Okay, this is apparently our Panacea turn. We have our upgraded Cut Through Fate, so we're able to fish around in our deck a little bit and try and find stuff. This does 28 damage, so we can use it to kill that dagger. Or we can Cut Through Fate on that dagger and hope we get another attack. We can also Flying Sleeves on that dagger, although it would be nice to Flying Sleeves on Reptomancer to get the 6 block return. Let's also drink this Entropic Brew. It looks like I'm going to need a potion in this fight. Ooh, wow. So if we do Speed Pot, then we get 5 additional temporary decks. So that Panacea will cure all of it. So then, like, we can just defend this turn. Let's see. Speed Potion will continue to be very good later as well. But we're planning on going to a shop with a bunch of money. So maybe we can find another Speed Potion, because we kind of do need it now. So let's start with Speed Pot, and I am going to Cut Through Fate on this one, and then hopefully I can Bowling Bash like the 23 health one or something. Let's take the other Cut Through Fate to see the most cards. So now we can just Cut Through Fate on him and then Flying Sleeves to finish him off. But let's Bowling Bash on this one first. There's Establishment. We might actually miss on Establishment because we want to get the most value out of Velvet Choker. I'll take the 12 damage attack. So it's Flying Sleeves and forget about Gremlin Horn again. Okay, so we can't play both of these and Panacea. And if we just defended Panacea, then we're missing out on a little bit of block. But I think that's okay because we've got 9 decks, so it's not like we're really missing out on much. Okay. Alright, so we've got Talk to the Hand Flying Sleeves, so we can generate some block that way. We've also got 9 dexterity for our protects, so they're looking pretty fine. We don't have establishment down, so we're not getting cheaper protects over time. But they are attacking for a whole lot this turn, so let's see what's in the attack bot. Follow-up is going to be the pick, so we're going to Talk to the Hand, follow-up, and then double protect. And this guy's going to hit us for 25. So that's 25 is the first one, and then Reptomancer will go, and she will hit us for 16, taking us down the 9 block, and then unfortunately she'll hit us for 7, which is too much for Tori to block. So we're going to take a total of 7 plus 18, which is 25. Or wait, yeah, 25. So not super fun. Oh wait, actually Talk to the Hand plus follow-up generates 3 block. So instead of her hitting us for 7, she'll hit us for 4, which is 1. So that ends up blocking for 6, which is pretty neat. Oh, I also forgot about the 2 decks we'll get. And something gave us energy as well. That I don't understand that bit. So we're double protect. I guess so we could choose either to Flying Sleeves to block for 12 or Vigilance to block for 19 instead. Oh wait, no, we could Flying Sleeves and we can't do anything else. So we want to generate the maximum block that we can this turn, and Flying Sleeves is part of that. So let's do that. And I think we're still taking damage, although 77 seems like a very large number. Oh, we're not taking damage. Wow, that's insane. Alright, we have Expunger and Ragnarok. Follow-up gave you energy. Oh, right. Wait. Oh, yeah, because follow-up costs 0. Okay, so we can Expunger to block return 30, which seems good, but it's only really good if we can also kill the daggers, which it doesn't look like we can do. This fight is me getting punched by daggers repeatedly, and wishing that I didn't have to do that. But we do have a lot of block, so we can Expunger, Brilliance, I guess on Reptomancer, because we can't kill a dagger with it, and then Protect, Defend. And that's 2 attacks, so this will block for 28, and this will block for 17. 20 plus 17 is 45. But she's hitting us for 34, so we'd only have 13 left, or 11 left, rather. And then the daggers would be hitting us for pretty much full damage. There's also like a Ragnarok Miracle scenario where Ragnarok perfectly kills one and leaves the other at... I guess Ragnarok could perfectly just kill this one. Yeah, I don't think we can rely on Ragnarok here. And we need to get this damage in on Reptomancer. So let's do the most block we can get. Wait, how did what? My math was absolutely, completely off base. I generated like twice as much block as I was anticipating and ended up torying the second 25 after blocking the first one out completely. I have no understanding of what just happened. I think we're gonna Eruption, Wallop, and Carve Reality, just like friggin' go for it, because we need to kill Reptomancer before she kills us. And we're pretty close to killing her. We just need like a couple more attacks. Bowling Bash seems like a good start to that. Yeah, she did. Okay, White Beast statue. Not too useful this late. Another Cut Through Fate would make the deck more consistent despite adding a card. It is also our 4th Cut Through Fate, so that's a little bit nuts. But I mean, you know, if you're going to have a 30-card deck, it makes sense to have 4 Cut Through Fates, so I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, they're not attacking very much, that's nice. But we also didn't find Panacea, so let's look for Panacea. We're going to attack the one with the lowest health who is blocking for himself. None of these are Panacea, but one of them is Cut Through Fate, so let's keep looking. And then I guess I'll take 2 Bowling Bashes, because that seems good. So these both hit for 21. We'll put this guy pretty low, and then let's see, what's my plan for blocking? I guess if I just Bowling Bash and then defend, I block out. Which seems good, or I could just Carve Reality and defend. Just slightly less damage, but develops his Smite. Yeah, I think I like that plan. Okay, now they're hitting me. But we also have Panacea, so we want to ideally do 5 attacks and then Panacea. The best way to block while doing 5 attacks is to kill him and find a talk to the hand for this one. So to kill him, we would need to do 19 damage. So Cut Through Fate, plus there are things in the deck that do 10 or things that do 12. There's a talk to the hand, that's what we were talking about. So let's do that. Let's keep Protect and get rid of Strike. Okay, so we're going to talk to the hand on you, smite you, oops, draw, protect, Flying Sleeves on you to get block return, Flying Sleeves on you again to get block return, and then almost block out. We're going to Torii this damage, and oh my god, fell for Joker. Okay, well this is fine, we're taking 10. So it looks like this is going to be a meat on the bone fight, probably. We're at a really inconvenient health total because we need to take 1 more damage to trigger meat on the bone. Okay, so let's... we don't want to do damage to him unless we have to, because he's got a block return. So we're going to wall up this guy, and then I guess also Sash Whip him. So now we're blocked out, and then we can double Miracle Conjure Blade. Okay, taking a bunch of damage, but I've got an Expunger and Talk to the Hand, so I think we'll be fine. The Expunger does 45 damage, which is enough to kill this Darkling. Excuse me. And returns 15 block, so I think we probably want to do that. Let's Cut Through Fate first, but we probably want to Cut Through Fate on the same thing we Talk to the Hand on, so let's Talk to the Hand first. And I think we want to talk to the hand on the one with the more health, so let's do that. Unless we want to talk to the hand on this Darkling. And then get double value from the Expunger. It kind of depends on if we think we're killing this one this turn or not. So we're doing 7 plus 7, so we're doing 14, is it 20? And we're just shuffling and getting a random card. So I kind of doubt we're doing 20. So we're doing Expunger, which gets us 15 block. He's attacking for 16, and he's attacking for 11. And then we're getting 3 back from hitting him. But we have enough mana to protect, so we're blocking out, I think. So yeah, I think that's the plan. Let's see what our random guard is. It's Wallop. Wallop's pretty good. So now we don't have to protect. We can just Expunger and Establishment and Wallop. And we can also Sash Whip, because we have 3 cards left. Okay. We don't need to Sash Whip on him, because we're going to block out with the Wallop. So let's Sash Whip and Wallop on that guy, putting him very low. And getting ready to kill him again, should the need arise. Alright, we still haven't taken the 1 damage, which is sort of unfortunate. And nobody's attacking this turn, which makes me nervous. I think we're just going to end the fight and not go for a heal, because this fight's pretty dangerous. Especially if we let this guy get back up. So yeah, let's end the fight. This choice doesn't matter. Okay. A little bit sad there. Okay, we could take a 5th Cut Through Fate, but I think that's too much. The deck is full. No more room. Alright, we have to open this chest because we need the thing. And we have to take Sapphire Key, even though Ornamental Fan is fun. What curse did we get? Parasite. Lovely. Alright, well at least it's not Normality. Alright, what are we smithing? I think we're gonna survive the next fight, and there's a fire after it. So we should be smithing. It does seem like an innate establishment is growing in value as our deck gets more and more bloated. So the goal is then like to establishment on turn 1 and then like Panacea on turn 2. Let's see. We kind of want to, against the heart though, the first turn is our turn off, and that's the turn we want to be Panaceaing on. But we can't really control that. So I think we're going to take the establishment upgrade. Ragnarok is also an option. Block returns for a little bit more, but no. Okay, who do we got? Regenerating Giant Head, that's like the easiest possible one. I mean, it's not easy because we don't do enough damage to really kill Giant Head super easily, but among the Act 3 Mega Elites, it's a pretty easy option. Because you can get, like, Strength buff Reptomancer, you know? Like, there's some really deadly options. At least Giant Head kills you slow. Alright, let's start getting some block return. I guess if we want to defend, So normally in this fight, if you're going to defend, you should do it first because of slow. But in this situation in particular, I think Duality matters more. So I'm going to do my attacks first. And I'm going to do Top of the Hand before I do Cut Through Fate. So that I get block return. I'll keep the next Cut Through Fate so that I can find Panacea. Panacea, where are you? We're probably going to Establishment this turn, but we don't need to. Oh, you're talking about getting a 0-cost attack. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Ideally for this turn, we get Panacea, and then we use Panacea on after doing 5 attacks. And so I wouldn't want to do Establishment first because it costs me a dex, but it's reasonable. But yeah, slow also matters. Sorry, I'm coughing so much. I don't have a mute button. I guess I actually do on my microphone. So we probably want to defend just to avoid taking any damage. Actually, if he... Let's see. Well, no, he's going to hit us for harder than 1 in this fight. I don't think we're worried about meat on the bone optimization here. So let's go ahead and use the strike because it doesn't retain... Oh, wait. No, we're going to Establishment and defend here. Okay, so still no... whatchamacallit? Thing that this deck is trying to do. Panacea. We could Eruption Ragnarok here, but we're not doing enough damage to kill him that way. So I think we're just gonna Ragnarok Bowling Bash Brilliance. Another nothing turn from him. Getting a big Conjure Blade is pretty important in the fight. So I think I'm just going to take the max Conjure Blade I can find here. Since that's sort of like my best way of doing a ton of damage in the fight. Alright, here's Panacea. So it's kind of inconvenient that this is his first like attack turn. So I think we're going to cut through fate, hopefully get Talk to the Hand before the other cut through fate. Oh, I guess either way, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to cut through fate, get rid of these two. We have to take cut through fate because there's 4 cards, so if we got rid of all 3, we could miss Talk to the Hand, and we definitely want Talk to the Hand this turn. So then we'll cut through fate, keep Talk to the Hand, Talk to the Hand, and Expunger. And then we're going to Flying Sleeves and Panacea. I would have liked to fit in a Wallop and the other Flying Sleeves, but we've got Velvet Choker problems. Okay, we got the other Expunger. That's kind of crazy. We kind of want to do defensive stuff and then Expunger, because the slow matters quite a bit. Maybe we just like blow up the miracles here, just for slow charges. Let's see, we can do Protect, Defend to block, and leave the 2-cost Protect to tick down. So we're going to do that. Oh wait, this doesn't even block, so I'll just play both Protects. I'll play at least 1 Miracle. Oh no, I'm going to play, yeah, so at least 1 Miracle so that I can Expunger Ragnarok. And Expunger is doing 11 currently? Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't need to block at all, because of block return. Oh well. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly. Making him weak seems good. I kind of want to play skills first, but then I kind of don't want to play skills at all because Sash Whip. So I think I'm going to Eruption Vigilance and then like Strike Sash Whip. Yes, Strike, Miracle, Sash Whip is something we can afford. Oh crap, I don't want to Miracle Sash Whip, so I'm going to Miracle and then Flying Sleeve Sash Whip. Alright, so we've blown all of our retained cards, and not really gotten anything for it, but we got them back. Let's defend Sanctity. So we're going to have enough block return to block out this turn, so I think we're just going to Brilliance Carve Reality, because I kind of want to leave that wall up and cut through fate there. And obviously developing a Smite is super good. We are doing our damage too slowly. He's scaling up. We've got weak. It seems good. Do we need to protect this turn? We do, unless we're planning on finding 10 attacks somewhere. So let's protect and wall up. And weaken. And we've got room for 2 more attacks, so let's go ahead and strike and Flying Sleeves. Maybe you should have done Smite instead of Flying Sleeves. I was thinking I've got a lot of slow stacks, so it's worth it to do the Flying Sleeves instead of Smite. But Flying Sleeves does more block return, which I wasn't thinking about, and I might need to save. Okay, so in order to mitigate damage, we need to keep those weak stacks up, which means we need to filter through our deck really quickly to get back to Sash Web. So probably we're using both these cut-through fates and just mulliganing everything we see. I will keep Expunger though, because that's a bridge too far. Not getting rid of that. Yeah, we don't super need block cards right now. Okay. And then we don't have any other skills to combo with Sanctity, which is sad. But we have lots of block return from this, so that's something. Oops, that should have been the last card I played. Not a huge deal, though. Hey look, there's Expunger again. So we're gonna like protect and carve reality, and then play both smites, and then Expunger, and I'm pretty sure it's fine. No. Trying to take 1 damage is pretty dangerous, so like it's good, but it's not worth yeah, it's too greedy. It is easier with Tori, but especially for the Mega Elite fight, I would rather just win it than try and manipulate it so I take 1 damage. Although earlier in the fight, I was thinking, oh, I could take 1 damage on this turn if I wanted to, and then I didn't do it because I assumed he would do us more damage later. But then that wasn't true. So also this way we get perfect, so that's points. These cards are all bad for the deck, so I'm gonna skip them. I mean, Flying Sleeves is good, but for fuck's sake, it's a 31 card deck, so we have to take this question mark if we want to get to this store, and we have built up 478, so we're in pretty good shape there. Hopefully this question mark doesn't steal our money or anything. Rare relics are good, and we're generally strong enough to fight these guys. They do kill you sometimes, though. Does this fight give you gold? I think it doesn't, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. Let's look at the rare relics for just a second, and see where we're at with all these. Okay, so rare relics. Birdface Urn is not very good. We don't have very many powers. We've only got Establishment. Calipers is terrible. It's like very unhelpful. Captain Wheel is great, particularly for the heart fight. It really blocks for a lot. So that one's quite good. So we've got sort of 1 out of 3. This one doesn't count. Cloak Clasp is okay. We do tend to float a bunch of cards because of Velvet Choker problems. So this one's pretty good. Dead Branch is obviously amazing. Voodoo Doll is quite good. We have some good strength scaling and a couple of curses. So that's valuable. Fossilized Helix is amazing, especially if the heart does the big attack first. Gangling Chip is amazing. With such a huge deck, it's really nice to be a little bit more consistent. We can't get Ginger, we already have that. Gira's a waste, we're never going to use that. Goldeneye is quite good. Ice Cream is really good, because then we just get to build up like 3 of our 5 energy per turn until we get to a Conjure Blade, and then blow stuff up. Incense Burner is pretty good if you can set it up, and should be able to set it up. Lizard Tail's fine, not great. Mango's pretty good. Old Coin is incredible right before we go to the store looking for a shop relic. Peace Pipe is bad. Pocket Watch is pretty bad. Prayer Wheel is terrible. Shovel's pretty bad. Stone Calendar is, it's okay. Thread Needle is not really that very valuable. Tori we already have. Tungsten Rod is pretty nuts with Tori. It's like, if you would take 5 or less, take 0. Turnip is really good. And Unceasing Top is never going to happen. Wing Boots is never going to happen. So there's some good options. I think there's enough good options, particularly with Captain's Wheel, Cloak Clasp, Dead Branch, and what was the other one? Old Coin and like Mango, that we should do it. But we might die. It's a possibility. But I think right now, if we were going to fight the boss right now, we would die. So we need to power up a little bit. Alright, we did get a turn 1 Talk to the Hands and Cut Through Fate, so that's nice. Oh, and Panacea is what I meant. Yeah, let's Talk to the Hand on the weak one. We're going to try and finish one off first. We're always going to Bowling Bash, but we'll Cut Through Fate first to see what's up. We got the other Talk to the Hand. Wow. Let's see. I guess maybe I want the Bowling Bash 2. Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to leave Bowling Bash and Talk to the Hand, and then I'm going to use the Swift Potion to draw Talk to the Hand, because I want to play Talk to the Hand first. Okay, unfortunately we've got Conjure Blade, so that's going to be a little bit wasted. And then we're going to use, I guess, just 1 Bowling Bash. So we kind of did this fight wrong. Okay, I'm actually going to go back and not use the potion because the potion was not useful. We did technically learn stuff about the future, but we're not. That's not the reason why we're doing it. Okay, so we're going to talk to the hand first, and then cut through fate. We did the upgraded cut through fate last time, so that's what we're doing. We're going to take the other talk to the hand and not the bowling bash this time, because we already have a bowling bash in hand, and we only get to play with one more card. So there we go. Yeah, we. Oh, Panacea costs 0. Did I forget the Panacea costs 0? I think I forgot the Panacea costs 0. Okay, so we will mulligan both of these. Alright. And take 1. Alright, now Meat on the Bone's online. Now the pressure's on to take no more damage. So we can strike Sash Whip to proc weak. We also get 12 block return from that. And 2 decks, one of which is permanent. And then we can protect. There's no value in holding the protect because we let establishment go by. Although we can just enter calm and enter calm and defend, and then we only take 1 damage. Or we take no damage. Without the defend, we would take 1. But... Okay, let's cut through fate first, see what we're up against. Let's get rid of the burn and the sanctity. I think we want to see where the Ragnarok charges are coming down. Flying Sleeves plus Strike does 8 plus 9 is 17, so we only need... Well, I guess we can't Ragnarok and do both of those. We could do both of those and then protect, which seems sensible, so we would block for 25, taking us to 31, and we would take these 2 burns, taking us down to 27, and then he would hit us for 19, going down to 8, and then he would hit us for 13 damage. Oh wait. Nope, he would hit us for 1 because we get 2 block return. Or, no, we'd get a bunch of block return, so we would block out. Alternately, if we Ragnarok and then he takes... he would have to take 3 hits, which is unlikely for us to be able to kill him. So yeah, let's Flying Sleeves and Strike, and then Protect. Walk out. Now let's finish him off with Cut Through Fate, and keep Wallop. Cool. So Wallop does block return. Flying Sleeves now does not do block return because that part of the fight is over. We would be taking 1 here, which there's no way around, so that's fine. Okay, Cut Through Fate. Sash Whip is really good, so we'll do that, even though it means we don't get to Cut Through Fate. Okay. And then we're gonna Protect to, again, take a small amount of damage. This time, 1 again. Okay, this is tricky. I think now we need the draw potion, because this turn is just too bad. We can't afford to take whatever, like 27 health. We might go and get Wallop, or, oh, Wallop's not in the pile. We might go and get Protect as well with Liquid Memories. Can we kill him? If we Eruption... Yeah, if we Eruption Ragnarok, that's lethal. Okay. Alright, we got Gambling Chip, which is one of the ones we said is excellent with the deck, so that's nice. Nope. Those aren't good enough. Okay, so we have to go to the shop, so we're going to take this hallway fight. Alright, magic total is 34. We have Panacea in hand, so we're going to try and talk to the hand. We don't want any of these, because they aren't talk to the hand and they don't draw cards. Flying Sleeves... Should we keep Flying Sleeves? No. Okay, there's talk to the hand. So which one are we talking to? We did get gold from them. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we have to 530. They must give you a lot of gold then, huh? That's weird. I thought they were one of those like, because they're one of the hallway fights, or they're a question mark. Like they're a quote unquote event, right? Like Colosseum, where it's like it's a fight, but it's a fight you choose. Or Colosseum you don't really choose, but you know, it does say thwack at the beginning, so that's nice. So we have 3 upgraded cut-through fates and a talk to the hand, so we just have to figure out who we are talking to. Probably the weakest one, or maybe the strongest one. I mean, very small difference here. I'm going to choose the strongest one so that the debuff stays on him for as long as possible. We found the Wallop as well. We can't really afford that. So we're just going to take the Brilliance. And keep cutting. Flying Sleeves gives a lot of block return. So we'll take 8 now. And then, do we want to cut through Fate for Protect? We didn't do Establishment, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to take the more damage approach, which is Brilliance. Okay, and then Panacea. We're taking a bunch of damage, obviously, but we were able to get a bunch of blocks, so we should be able to bring it back. Okay, so Carve Reality plus Smite, or we could just Smite to kill him. I think we want to just Smite. So we're going to Carve Reality on somebody else, the one where it doesn't hit the armor, I think. Okay, and then we're going to Protect. Well, wait. If we defend, we're blocking for 15, so we take 1. Yeah, let's do that, just because Protect retains. Okay, we finally found a Bowling Bash, so we can, ideally we can kill him this turn. So he is at 46, and we can do 14, 24, and potentially 25 more. Okay, so we're not killing him, so let's Sanctity. Let's develop Talk to the Hand on the one with more health, and then Double Miracle Conjure Blade. That's our first proc on Letter Opener. I always forget about that. Alright, so we found the Expunger, so we can just kill him, and he's attacking us. So let's do that. And then we'll Ragnarok for DPS on this guy. And, oh, I took Eruption even though it doesn't do anything. Whatever. Doesn't matter, because we're killing you right now. Alright, we took a bunch of damage that fight. We've got a colorless potion. Blessing the Forge we don't need. We've had this Molten Egg and Toxic Egg for a long time. So most of the cards in the deck are already upgraded. We're not taking any of those. Alright, it's shop time. 547 gold. So we didn't get orange pellets right off the bat. So we could consider doing other things other than just buying the cheapest relic. Starting with 1 artifact does mean that we would be able to turn that into a dex right away. So this is Clockwork Souvenir is kind of like an oddly smooth stone for us. Let's see. Ice Cream also helps us do Conjure Blade stuff, but it's also pretty expensive, 260. Let's take the Clockwork Souvenir and see what comes up. Eternal Feather is not very exciting. So if we take Ice Cream, we're probably not able to buy orange pellets even if it comes up. Which is sad. We could take Secret Weapon Plus and go get our Talk to the Hands on demand, which is pretty good. Secret Weapon and Secret Ability, or whatever the other one is, tend to be pretty good for big decks because you can make them more consistent. We can also card remove here. Probably want to do that because we have an extra curse kicking around in there. Got a Parasite. We do lose a little bit of health, but I think it's worth it to get the deck number down a little bit. And it only costs 50. What a deal. It's weird that the courier doesn't let you restock that, but I guess maybe people would use it to cheese that achievement. So we can't buy both secret weapon and a relic. If we buy Eternal Feather, it's possible that the price is really low for orange pellets. Also, Eternal Feather is just not bad, because we would heal right now, and we'd probably get to an upgrade. Let's see, so we would heal for how much? We'd heal for 3 per 5 cards, so we'd heal for 6 times 3, which is 18. No, we'd probably still rest. Going into 2 bosses is a challenge. I do really like Ice Cream, though. Yeah, I think we're going to take Ice Cream. Because it just lets us, like, that Ragnarok has been, like, almost never played. Just because it's just hard to find a turn where it's good. But against the Heart, we're going to have 6 block return, and, like, being able to generate that much block out of a single card is really valuable. Alright, Ice Cream. So we didn't have a chance to get orange pellets, which is sad. It never spawned this game. I think that's all we're doing. Because I don't think we want Enlightenment, or Signature Move, or Tantrum, or Collect, or Mental Fortress, Pressure Points, or any of these potions. Suppose we got it better. Well, maybe Gambler's Brew is better than Colorless Potion. But we already have Gambling Chip, so I don't think we're getting a ton of value out of Gambler's Brew. Okay, I think we're done here. And we're going to rest. Alright. We don't have really any way to get through these debuff charges, so we might just actually die to this fight. I kind of derped on that. We do have, what's it called? Sash Whip? But, like, are we really going to land, like, 3+ Sash Whips on somebody before we talk to the hand? I don't think so. So we really need to hit what's that card called? The artifact charge card. Panacea this turn. So we're going to get rid of everything that doesn't look for it. And, okay, we found Conjure Blade. Let's see. We could just double Miracle, Conjure Blade, and Protect. Because we only have 2 attacks. Like, we're not super happy, even if we do find... what is it called again? Panacea. So if we block for 16, he's hitting for 24. And we take 8... Wait, yeah. Yeah. Take 8. We could Sanctity first and take 1. But I think taking 8 to set up a slightly bigger Conjure Blade is probably what we want to do. Okay. It's a pretty big expunger. Hopefully that's good enough to win the fight. Okay, we've got to Protect, so we can block a little bit. It's not going to be 30, though. So let's cut through Fate first. We found Expunger, so we'll take that. I'll leave the Flying Sleeves there. I'll talk to the hand first for the imaginary block return, which is more powerful than real block return. And then we're taking 11. Maybe I should have carved Reality instead of talk to the hand. Okay, we got Meat on the Bone online, so that's something. We're just playing the whole hand. We're going to play Defend last because of the thing that our relics do. Duality. Taking a bunch of damage right here. Probably going to die. We did finally find Panacea, way too late. So I guess... Wallop is pretty good. So let's take a wall up. Oh, there's Sash Whip. It doesn't do anything because he's got too many artifact charges. So let's wall up and Strike and Brilliance and Panacea and die. Okay. Well, we tried. It was a good run. Yeah, we just scaled too slow for the donuts. I always think that killing Donu is more important. If you have a deck that has like enough damage that you think you're going to be able to kill the heart, maybe, then you're going to be able to outscale the plated armor, and you're not going to get like trapped behind Deca, which is the fear, right? It can happen for sure, but if your deck's really slow, you should kill Deca first. But if you've got any sort of reasonable tempo deck, you should definitely kill Donu first, because the strength is way more important. Alright, well that was kind of a bummer, but you don't really expect to win every Ascension 20 run, so that's okay. Troll for Fun, thanks for sticking around. I will send you an invite to the Discord so that you'll know when I go live again tomorrow. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I'm a game developer, so I'm playing Slay the Spire to try and build a community around people who like to watch the kind of games that I like to make, and then later on, once I'm a little bit further in development, some of the streaming time will transition to me like playtesting or developing stuff for the games I'm trying to make. So thanks for coming. Have a nice day.